Hello. Hello, everyone. I think I think we're live this time. Are we live? Oh man, of course. Okay, I thought we had everything set up like every time, and every time I fuck it up, we got it. Yay. What's up, Devin? How's it going? I got a little music going on in the background. I hope that's cool. I can turn it off if it gets annoying, but this is my kind of day right now. I'm having a jazzy day. You guys know what day it is. It's the day before we leave for Japan. No sound effects. Da-doom-doom. Yeah. How's it going, guys? It says live, 41 viewers, and this is the live stream for the night before Japan. I'll probably have to do this intro a couple times as people pour in here. Just gonna say what's up and really quick. First of all, everyone go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. Where are you watching from? I know for some people the time difference is not convenient for you, like wherever you are. I will be in Japan soon, so that's about to completely switch. So go ahead and just shout out where you're from. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm excited. Just got back from Japan. What's up, everybody? Oh, so we have a few people that claim that they just got back from Japan. How's it going? How's it going? I know there's like a delay with the chat to my voice, and I hope that the audio is synced up somewhat close to my webcam. I know that my webcam causes a little bit of a delay, so I think I just need to get a better camera in the future for that. But for now, please bear with. All right, they're now pouring in. Here we go. It's huge delay, but Massachusetts, Washington, Kentucky, UK, New York, Texas. So a lot of American viewers, of course, because we're in America. California, America, USA, 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 North Carolina, Germany, Guatemala, Germany, Nevada. Well, welcome everyone, and especially those on the in the bad time zones. Zenkai Slip, don't know if you'll be around long. I'm from Scotland, but good luck with the flight and settling over Japan. Thanks, Zenkai. I believe I've seen you before. Yeah, I have seen your name around, so thank you. Thanks so much for that. A lot of Callies. The audio's solid. Sweet. That's good to hear. When am I going to Japan? I'm going tomorrow night. So thank you guys all for claiming, or at least stating where you're from, and thank you guys for joining. This is the live stream for the night before Japan. I was months back. I was like, like the night before Japan, I'm probably gonna have like all these things that we're gonna do, like games and all these like activities. Turns out the last few months, as you could expect, have just been kind of nuts. People have been hitting me up every other day to hang out and go drink and get last minute camping in. So the live stream instead is gonna be us. We're gonna be listening to some music, kicking back. I was gonna drink coffee, but I actually drank it all. So I'm a little amped up, and yeah, tomorrow night we fly out for Japan, so I thought it'd just be cool to hang out with you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, a lot of people who watch my channel, they've probably been viewers for a while, so they've likely already asked questions that they've already had answers, but if you have any questions that you'd like answered, let me know in the comments right here on the live stream. Welcome. And yeah, some people are watching at 2 a.m., 8 p.m., so the audio synced up perfectly this time. That's good. I purposely added a little bit of a delay on the audio so that it would hopefully match up. So it sounds like it's doing good. I'll check it when it's done. And yeah, so that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm trying to think of how we should kind of start this thing off. Again, I'm kind of like bumping some music. I'm actually going to change the music if that's okay. I've been doing a little jazz here. I have a little bit of a classical Studio Ghibli thing that I listen to when I study. Let's see how that is. I pull this up. See how this goes. Oh yeah, Gary, what's up, man? Yeah, you are definitely a Patreon dude. I guess really quick, before we get this rock and roll in here, I'd love to give a quick shout out. Normally on my page, if you're new to my channel, I have a Patreon page where generous supporters can help support the channel, and donate some money for the channel to help pay for my coffees to get me through the night and just keep me sane. I normally read off those within the highest couple of tiers, as I consider them a super supporter or like a producer. Basically, you're helping produce and make this happen. So normally I read those names aloud. Today I thought it'd be cool, just before Japan, I'm gonna basically read off every name that I have for anyone that supports me on Patreon. Not to like single out those who don't. I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. It's just my way to show appreciation before I leave for Japan. I'll do a little bit different. So the list would be too long, so I didn't make a list of the names, so they're not there physically, but I'm gonna read them aloud if that's okay before we get this started. Just to show a little appreciation, because in the next couple weeks things are about to get nuts. So hopefully you'll see more of me soon, but as I'm getting settled with my apartment and stuff, I may be kind of on the down low. I'll be keeping you guys updated on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, so please check me out on there. But here we go. I'm just going to kind of list off the names here of anyone who supports me on Patreon just to say thanks. So starting from the highest tier down, we have Kirsten Welch. I don't know if I'm reading the last name right, sorry. Ethan Roberts, G. Paul, whose last name I can't pronounce, Rybarzek. Jacob Cook. In the next super supporters tier, we have Gear Gaia, Geargiaa, Gear Gia, Kelly Brady, and Gary McGruther, who I believe is here. And then these are the names below that I normally actually don't read off on every video because it'd take too long. But since we have a little time right here, I'm going to read off all your names. So thank you guys very much to Ayaka Takemura, Devin Silvers, Sienna Rose, Nicholas Foley, EJ Olson, who's actually a classmate of mine from high school. So if you're checking this out, EJ, what's up, man? Dale Stephenson and James Turner. And then in the smallest of tiers, but the most, I appreciate you guys as well, we have Ninlo? Yeah, Ninlo, Ninlo, Chris Vall, and Stian. Sorry, my eyesight's killing me right now. Stian Christensen. So thank you guys to all of those individuals who have supported my Patreon. I'm actually, now that I'm looking, it looks like some of those individuals that I named off, I don't know if their payment actually even went through. It says declined. Up until now, I've just been reading it off regardless in case I make a mistake and you did pay and it's just on my end. But I think in the future, I'm going to have to check and be like, are these guys actually donating? Just to be fair to the others that are. So those are all the names of anyone who has at least supported me a little bit on Patreon. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, I see some questions pouring in. Dan asks, how long am I going to stay in Japan? So that's kind of an open-ended question. And there's some more questions. I'm going to scroll up here, I think. My general answer that I give is about 3 years. So, like, in reality, I would love to stay there for as long as possible. If 5, 10 years, whatever. Like, if I meet a girl and want to settle down, whatever. Like, depending on where it leads, we'll see. My generic answer is 3 years. And I say that because I think 3 years would be a good, starting off point to kind of gauge where I'm at and where I'm going and kind of figure out work and where I want to go from there. But also, 3 years will be roughly, I'll have most of school paid off by then. At least I'm planning on it. So probably not all of it, but at least a good amount. So I'm thinking like in 3 years, I can kind of look at where I'm at, in my situation and see where I want to go from there. So that's my generic answer. It says you guys can't hear the music. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear it now? It might be too low, and I apologize. I know there wasn't really a way for me to sound mix it prior. I'm gonna check it right now. So again, sorry for the jank live fixing here. Let me hear the music. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear it now? It might be too low, and I apologize. I know maybe you can hear it now. I don't know. If not, it's not a big deal. Sorry about that, though. What should I do about my phone plan if I go abroad? Asks Weedwell. I suppose that depends on how long you're going to be there. I personally had T-Mobile here in America, which allowed international calls while I was abroad. There were some fees with calls, but with internet, I had full data on that. So I could do Skype and Facebook and emailing for free. That's what I did in my case. And when I was living as a student, they had student things that you could do. So I would look into that, but I unfortunately am going to be kind of figuring that out as well in the next week. My boss is going to help me set up my phone and all that shit. So I'll have an answer hopefully soon. Let's see. Start out with Hibiki. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just kind of reading through here. Hi, Eric. How long are you just in Japan? Those 3 years. Sorry if I skip over things here. Will you come to Korea someday? Yeah, I actually, I can't read Korean. I know it's an easy alphabet to read. I used to know how to read it, actually, just out of, like, curiosity. So I can't read your name. I apologize, but I want to come to Korea to eat some food. So if you have any recommendations on, like, restaurants or specific dishes that are, like, if you come to Korea, you have to try it, let me know. Because I don't know too much about Korean culture. But I heard the food's really good. So if you have any recommendations, feel free to email me or DM me or whatever. And yeah, Quiz says hyped for the Japan vlogs. Yes, I am too. If you're gonna read off names, please attempt my surname. Let's see how close you can get. For Zenkai, wait. Like, oh, the one in the Patreon? I know that was Gary. It's McGruther, right? McGrowther? I want to say McGruther. That's my guess. Abigail asks, hey Eric, I'm studying abroad in Nagoya for spring semester. What would be the best way to get to my dorm room from the Nagoya airport with all my luggage? So I've never been to Nagoya, so I can't give like specifics on... Here, I'm going to turn on the music just a hair. I don't know the airport at all. If I was to suggest anything though, I don't know. If you were... I'll say this. If you Google Map right now the location of your dorm and the airport, mine, when I first went abroad, it was probably about an hour away, like 45 minutes from the airport, but I was too nervous to ride the train with all my luggage because I had a lot, so I called a cab. I showed the cab my address, and it was actually not easy. He had to call the school and like figure it out because I didn't speak very much Japanese at the time. So if you can get a cab, that can be helpful because they can just put all their luggage in for you and you can try to get there. But unfortunately, again, I haven't been to the Nagoya airport, but now that I know how to get around in the Osaka area, I personally just get on the train. Like I get off the airport and there's usually a train right there in the airport that you can take to whatever city you're going in. And then once you arrive in the city, you either call a cab from there, or if you can fit your luggage on a bus without, you know, disturbing people, you can take a bus. I try to just take a train and then walk like 5 to 10 minutes if I have to, because it's kind of like, it's like a one-time thing. You're only going to move with that much luggage for one time until you have to leave again. So even if it sucks, I usually just kind of bear, you know, however much it sucks, I just go with it. All right. A pal of mine is staying in Japan after a job. I'm going to turn off my mouse here just because I know that can be weird. Capture. I don't want the mouse cursor there. So now you shouldn't be able to see it. Okay. You can see highlights, so that's cool. Eric, will you ever come visit Korea? Yes. Yeah, again, those who have watched, you guys know that I have my router beeping in the background here. Fuck that thing. So this is my last night in this room, which is great. Okay, let's see. Will you ever come to Korea? Sorry about the scrolling. I know it's a little bit janky, but this is kind of what the stream... I mean, again, I haven't planned... Like, we don't have any interviews or anything, so I'm just going to kind of hang out and just chat with you guys. So if you guys have anything, I know it's delayed, but... I mostly, again, just wanted to celebrate and kind of just chill a little bit before the chaos begins, because tomorrow it's going to be like a 19-hour total flight, you know, like going from... I have like 2 layovers. I'm flying from Portland to California, from California to Taiwan, and from Taiwan to Osaka. So it's going to suck. It's going to really suck. And I have a lot of luggage, so we'll see how it goes. And then from there, it's going to be busy, you know, getting apartment stuff figured out. So we're just relaxing right now. Eyes says, I'm going to be studying abroad at Kansai Gaide. That's the same school I went to. That's awesome. Because of you. Well, that's great. I'm doing IB, if you know what that is. IB. I don't know what IB is. I forget. Okay. I don't know what IB is. If you could type it, that'd be cool. But good luck with that. If they're super hard classes, that's super cool. I think you'll enjoy. My classes at KGU were super easy, so I didn't really like going to class, but I liked the location and the people. Will you be making a moving to Japan kind of video, like the airport flight, etc.? Says James. I actually had thought about it, and I think just with the stress and the amount of like things I have to focus on getting there, I'm not going to, unfortunately. So I hope that's okay. I will be going probably live on Instagram or on Periscope while I'm doing layovers, kind of waiting just to kill time and to hang out with you guys, and I could do it through that. But I am not planning on doing a moving to Japan video, just because when I first get there, I'm going to like an Airbnb. I'm not even going to my apartment. I will be making a like moving into an apartment tips / my experience video / showing off my apartment, and like I have a pretty funny idea of how I'd like to do it. So you're such... Okay, can you block people? I'm gonna put someone on. You're on timeout. Does that... Okay, there we go. Sorry for that. Again, I'm kind of monitoring this whole thing. Okay, so yeah, live octopus. I know that's a thing in Korea. I would definitely make a video for that. Kimchi, of course. I've heard like bibimbap or something. Isn't that another one? Let's see. I would recommend making sure you have locked your phone so that you... Yeah, so, okay, so Blake made a good point. If you are going abroad, I don't know how hard it is to unlock a phone that's already locked, as in, like, if you have Verizon, like here in the States, we have Verizon, T-Mobile, I don't even know what they are anymore. If your phone's locked to that carrier, then you can't switch out the SIM card with a Japanese one, but if you, excuse me, but if it is unlocked, if you buy a phone, like, straight from, like, the website, like, you can buy it, like an iPhone, for example, straight from Apple that's factory unlocked, meaning that you can swap out the cards as much as you want. And that's what my phone is currently. I personally hate this phone right now because it's like, I think it's just kind of slowing down. It's the Google Nexus 6P. It was good until it started. Now it does like rolling restarts and it's just not very reliable. So when it breaks, I'm going to get an iPhone next. And I'm going to be buying it unlocked so that I can just pop a SIM card in there because, yeah. So let's see. What's it like buying shoes in Japan? Well, I haven't done a lot of shoe shopping. I don't think I did any shoe shopping while I was living there. So, I've done all my shoe shopping here so far, and it's probably actually unfortunate. I probably should have waited, but I can get my shoes a lot cheaper here, so I've kind of stocked up on shoes, and I barely fit them into all my bags, and I'm bringing that stuff. So that could be another video, I guess, in the future. I don't want to listen to this. What is this? This sounds chill. Some of that, low FM hip-hop, or whatever you call it. What do you know about Fukuoka? I know that the food there apparently is super good. I've heard that that's another really great place in Japan to visit for food. And I do intend on going there at some point. I have some acquaintances that live there, so I'm going to try to get the volume right here so I can hear myself. But yeah, I plan to go to Fukuoka and Hokkaido. You know, the two opposite ends of Japan, which are both famous for different dishes. So we'll be vlogging all of that. Hopefully, it's going to be, I really almost hope I could hire, like, a cameraman to follow me around, because doing the GoPro stuff in the past was really fun, but it makes, it has its limitations. So maybe if I have a friend and I'm like, hey, I'll pay for your hotel if you film me, or so, something like that, just for a day, and then we'll hang out the rest of the time. I'll figure it out. What's up, Weed Whale? Said we're all here for, oh, there's so many messages. I apologize. You were pretty close to my last name, though, in the Super Supporters. Oh, okay, so I try to get them, man, but usually on the Super Supporters, I read the first name because it's easier, so, sorry about that. If you do have, like, a pronunciation that you want me to read, I won't be reading last names normally. They're just written up there, but if you, like, want to let me know, you could message me or email me as well. Oh, that's awesome, Devin. Business school in Japan would be cool. Funniest shit I've heard all day. Why is that? Maybe stupid question, says Frankie. As I'm not watching all your videos or so, what will you do for work in Japan? Not a stupid question. Again, my channel's small, and I don't expect anyone even here to know who I am. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Eric. Sorry, I probably should have introduced myself here. But again, this stream is likely for people who have been watching me, so they kind of already know my story. I lived in Japan for a year studying abroad, just on a trip, and I vlogged it and posted it as I was having a really good experience. And I used to do filmmaking, so I found it a fun way to make just like casual videos for myself that I still find like good quality, but they're not necessarily high production. It's just me with a camera, walking around and putting some music and just, traveling Japan. And I graduated, or I finished that, and then I came back because I had one more year of studying. I'm gonna put the jazz back on if that's okay. Is that okay? I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I got the jazz going. It should be subtle. Turn it up just a hair. So I came back home to finish my last year of school, and I just recently finished it, and I'm going back as an English teacher. As most people who go to live abroad do, I found an English teaching job through a friend of mine. It's not a very well-known school. If you're gonna ask, like, what school is it? It's like a public, it's like a local school, like a small thing. It's not like a known name by any means, but it's for kids, little kids. I'll be an assistant teacher, as I don't have like any real professional experience with English teaching aside from I've volunteered, and I recommend, if you can, volunteering at any English thing you can do while studying abroad, because that's what I did. I volunteered at a kindergarten a few days out of the month, and any other thing I could find. I did some eikaiwa, which is English lesson classes, with a friend of a friend, actually two friends, and one of those friends helped me get the job. So if anything, it's good for a resume, but if anything else, it's a good way to meet people, but also, like I said, a good resume, but also it might lead to you know, getting the connections you need to find something. So that is my spiel, and when I go back, I'll be continuing vlogging, hopefully increasing the quality with better cameras and stuff. And I'll have my own apartment, so it'll be fun because I'll kind of have my own little studio. So hopefully I can make little sketches and script out some more stuff, and it should be fun. Let's see. I think you're better off in London. Oh, I don't know if you guys are talking crap to each other or to me, but all good. Eric, is the air clean in Japan? How are the people? Is it hot there? 3 good questions. The air, in my experience, was very clean. Like, if you're comparing it to China, I never saw smog. It seemed very clean. How is it in South Korea, by the way? How are the people? Very friendly, very nice. Depends who you meet, of course. I'm sure you could meet some mean people, but in my experience, most people were very kind to me as an American guy. Is it hot? It's hot there in the summer. So even right now, it's going to be hot for the next few weeks, but it's now starting to cool down, I believe. Last summer, I was there in August, and it was really, really hot, but it was like on the tail end there. So, did you watch a video of Abroad in Japan? What will be the first thing you do when you arrive in Japan? I love Abroad in Japan. Actually, someone messaged me a video. He was doing a live stream, and someone in his live stream, a fan of my channel, asked him if he knew who I was. Does that make sense? That person asked Abroad in Japan, Chris Broad, if Chris knows who I am, and he said, yeah, I've heard of his channel. I'm not gonna try to quote him, but he was like, yeah, I've seen his channel, I liked his videos, and maybe we can do a collab in the future. So I hope he wasn't just saying that, because after I land in Japan and get settled, I'm actually gonna try to, you know, contact some people and see if anyone wants to meet up or do anything. So I love his channel. He's definitely, I would say, an inspiration, I guess. Just like he's one of the channels that I would put, like, if someone's like, what do you recommend? I would probably put him #1. What is the total hours of the entire flight? I think it's 19 hours. It's 3 hours to California, and then I think 14 hours. So what is that, 17? It's like 13 or 14 hours from California to Taiwan, and then another like 2 hours from there to Japan. So it's like 19, 20 hours or so, but there's some layovers too. So it's like a full day. It's gonna suck. Do you still have your VR headsets, and do you ever think about doing more VR videos? I did sell them because they're a little outdated. I had the dev kits for the Oculus, which are obviously, you know, now outdated, but I do plan on maybe in the next like 3 years or so, when money, you know, is a little bit more comfortable and I have a little bit more time, and I do plan on building a new computer soon. Once I get to Japan, I saved up a lot of money for my move, and part of my budget is to get a really, really good computer for editing, doing video game stuff, and of course virtual reality. So people ask me sometimes, if you don't know, I used to have a channel, it was just called eMart. I would maybe revamp it and like do it, but I had some followers on there for a virtual reality video game channel. That was kind of how I started on YouTube initially. So I was a lot fatter, a lot nerdier, and it was fun though, and I love VR stuff. So I've been out of the loop, which is a good and a bad thing, because when I get back to it in like 3 years, I'll have so much to dive into. And those videos are a lot easier to make because you can kind of, it's just a reaction, right? So yes, in the next couple of years, I would love to revisit that at some point. VR vids are really cool. International bachelor, okay. Hard classes that are in college level that give you college credits, more advanced than, okay, that's great. Yeah, I wish you good luck. I didn't do any of that, but I wish you good luck with that. Oh boy, where's my thing? Oh, there's so many questions. There's so many questions. Okay. We're just gonna keep going through. I hope that's okay. The Japan, oh, so I don't know if you guys, I've mentioned this in the past, if you don't watch me a lot. I was in Akihabara, which is like the anime kind of capital for like shops and stuff in Tokyo. And so people who go to visit Japan solely for the off the, you know, love for anime or something like that, they almost always go to Akihabara or maybe Denden Town in Osaka, which is like the equivalent. I went into a computer, like they had a computer, like, I guess in Korea they call them PC bangs, right? Like, what do you even call that? Like a LAN center where they had a bunch of computers. And they were demonstrating a virtual reality headset, and next to that demo they had a YouTube playlist of VR players going, and it was my old channel. Isn't that crazy? I went in there with some friends and they're like, dude, why are you on the screen? They thought I pulled it up. And it might sound like I did. Now that you're hearing this, you're like, oh, you probably just did. I swear to God, we took a picture and I'm like, that's me. I was like, oreya, you know, in Japanese. I'm like, holy shit, that's me. And all like the owners of the shop, they were like, oh, they were like surprised, and I gave them high fives and stuff. But I wasn't trying to make too much of a scene, but it made my week. That was so cool. Would you ever try to IRL live stream on Twitch? Ooh, I know who does that. Andy Milanakis does that. I've seen a little bit of that. I think for now I will do like Instagram and like Periscope, where I just kind of walk around. On Twitch, maybe I'd consider it. That'd be kind of fun. I also just don't want to be too obtrusive to other people that live there, you know? I want to be, like, respectful, but maybe if I go to the countryside, then it'd be cool, yeah? Can study abroad for free, cheap in college if you are smart enough to get a scholarship. Well, I mean, obviously, if you get a scholarship, it's going to be cheaper. I personally applied for, like, 5, and I didn't get a single one, so, yeah, I mean, if you get a scholarship, that'll make it cheaper. Albert says, love your videos. Thanks, Albert. I appreciate it, man. I hope you guys enjoy new features in the video, or futures in the video. My goodness, new videos in the future. Again, I always think this is a good, like, thing to live by, and it's kind of what I always think it's better to undersell and to how do you say, like, to surprise, over deliver. There you go. Undersell and over deliver. So, like, I don't want to tell you guys, like, oh, I have a really big video coming up in a week, and then if it doesn't come out, you're all disappointed, right? I'd rather say, which is the truth, the first few weeks are probably going to be kind of dead, but once I get a chance, I think you guys will enjoy the new content. So please check me out in the future. But thank you guys again for all your patience and support leading up to this. So just a few more weeks until we're like 100% settled in, and it's go time. I can't wait. I can't speak for Japan, but by the way, if you're actually a Korean citizen, your English is really, 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 really good. Do you mind me asking how it's so good? Did you study? I can't speak for Japan, but buying my shoes in Korea was pretty easy. And they have American size and you may be foreign with just a Korean name. I'm not sure. That may be what it is. Also, can you take off your shoe and show them the size? Good style. Okay, that's cool. Can I get a shout out? Albert. Shout out to Albert. Hey Dustin, how's it going? Have you ever been into a Perfume concert? I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Is that like a pop idol or an American Idol, K-pop, J-pop? I have not. I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Your videos are awesome. You motivate me so much. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Lately, I've been getting, some messages, and some people even just said here today, like, I'm going to Kansagare because you recommended it. So thank you guys I appreciate the kind words. It makes me feel good, obviously. Let's see. James Turner, no worries about the moving video. We're all still super pumped. Yeah, because some people were asking, like, they really liked my, like, going to Japan for the first time Tokyo video. And I, of course, did that because I was super stoked. I got upgraded to, like, business class, so I knew that can make for a pretty interesting video. This one, it's going to be more me sitting in, like, airport stressed. However, we may be recording something if there is a small chance that I'm going to get stuck in the airport for a couple days. There was kind of some miscommunication when I was getting my visa, in that I told them I'm arriving on the 20th, but I'm actually now arriving on the 18th. I had to buy a ticket that's 2 days early. There's a small chance that I'm going to get stuck at customs, and that they'll tell me that I have to wait in the airport for 2 days before they let me in. I don't think that'll be the case, and I'm pretty sure they'll just give me a tourist visa for 2 days, and then my work visa will override that. But there is a small chance that I'm going to get stuck. So I'm kind of prepared for that. I have all the stuff I need. I have extra clothes and my computer and my games, anything I need to just, like, stay occupied. But if that does happen, I'm going to make a video probably of, wandering in an airport, kind of like Tom Hanks being stuck in the terminal for 2 days. So that would be interesting. If that happens, I'll make a video then. How about that? Do you have any opinion about Osaka International University? It's a partner school I can attend. I unfortunately have no information on it, but I can speak for Osaka. I love Osaka, and I'm moving there. I had a great time. I visited Tokyo, enjoyed it. I think I would prefer to live in Osaka, though. So if that helps, if you have to choose between Tokyo and Osaka, I think Osaka is a lot of fun. What are you most nervous about when you go to Japan? The honest thing is that the communication lately with my boss has been a little bit, not dodgy, but, like, delayed, in that he's just super busy with so much other stuff. He knows I'm coming, and then I'm staying at an Airbnb for 1 week, and during that week, him and I are going to be meeting up and setting up, like, my bank account, getting started with work, finding an apartment, all that stuff. But I messaged him recently asking, like, hey, so, like, what are the exact days and times you want to meet, so I can just, make sure I'm ready and, like, whatever. And he hasn't responded yet. So I hope that when I get there on the 18th, I'm going to let him know, like, hey, I'm here. Just let me know, whatever, and he'll let me know. But I'm going to be kind of on call in an Airbnb. It's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. So what am I nervous about? Kind of for that whole process. Like, I think it'll be fine, but I'm just nervous that, like, I hope that I can get, the apartment that I'm kind of looking for. There's kind of some preferences I have. I just hope everything kind of goes well as far as getting settled in and getting all that official stuff. I want to get a bike, a bank account, a cell phone, set up with work. Hopefully he'll give me a little bit of time before work starts. I'm pretty sure they're not having me start work until September, but that could change, and I'm open for whatever. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not a diva here, and I'm trying to be as like flexible as possible for this. But I'm a little nervous for that, but I think it'll be fine. You know, what can you do? How do you study abroad for a year? Jealous. Most programs are 1st semesters. I did a 2-semester program. It just depends on your school, I suppose. I would just talk to an international, like, studying abroad advisor that you might have at your school. Albert says, I want to go to Japan so bad, wait. How were you able to go? Because the tickets are so expensive. Yeah, I borrowed money I got a loan. I got a student loan from the bank that I'm going to be starting to pay back in the next, like, few months as a part of, like, my school tuition. It is pricey. You know, you can't, like, deny that. But some places, like, I think Sweden, where they offer, like, free tuition, that's a good program. If you can go to Sweden, you'll be fine. Yeah, it's pricey. You can find one-way tickets for like $600. That's what I'm doing right now. The cheap fly through China flights. Round trip, you can find tickets as low as $8 or $9 if you take a really like, you know, low-end flight. Or they might be $1,200. You know, it just depends. But Kayla says, I disagree about quality, especially the video of you introducing the 2 Japanese dudes to an American camp. They were fucking amazing. Oh, great. Thanks, man. They were amazing to watch and relax. Greetings from Germany, by the way. Well, thanks. I hope I said your name right. Kansai Gaida is partner schools for me, but I have to pay for food, travel, and homestay. Yeah, I had to do the same. The tuition was the same in that it's a partner school, so I just paid the same tuition to my normal school, but all the extra expenses you have to pay for. How do I have to pay for homestay? I paid the school, which then pays the homestay. Yes, I did have to. Yeah, you will have to pay for it. It's a fee. You either pay to live in the dorms, which is cheaper, or you live to do a homestay, live in a homestay, which is a little more expensive. But I personally recommend the homestay way more. Assuming you can get with a good homestay, some people get with something they're not expecting. It just depends. Let's see. You should do some collabs with other J-vloggers. Yeah, so Bloodkin made a good comment. I plan on doing that, and I'm trying to learn about more J-vloggers because I don't watch that many, but there are a few that I do keep up with and keep tabs on and am aware of. But I did a live stream back in March when I first got my job, and I was asking, like, does anyone have any recommendations? And I made a whole list, and I still have that list. So once I'm back in Japan, yeah, I'm not gonna email anyone until I get there. Once I'm settled in and I'm like, I want to make some videos, I have some ideas, let's go. I'm gonna start contacting people. I think that'll be a good opportunity to help grow the channel, have some variety of content, and just be able possibly to appear on other people's channels. You know, that'd be fun, and just helps exposure and just kind of meeting other people. Thank Akrius on the 20K sub hit. Yeah, we hit that and over this summer, and it's time to double it. Let's go. Once we make more content, it'll be fun. Did you eat ramen in Japan? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you go to Osaka, I have the recommended spot to go. It's called like Zagin, I think. It's like the golden chair. I forget the name, but like what it means, but it's in Osaka in Shinsaibashi, which is like north of Dotonbori, if anyone knows where that is. Holy shit, it's my favorite ramen that I've had so far. But the hunt continues. The hunt continues. That is not the best in Japan because we haven't tried all in Japan. We'll find out soon. I can't wait to do a lot of like restaurant trying. Sorry. I'm losing. This is it. The way this kind of re-uploads on YouTube, the chat. I apologize. Are you gonna revisit my host family? Yeah, probably. We haven't made any plans yet, but I would love to do that. And I think when my Japanese is better is when I'd want to do that. When I was living with them, it was easier to have a conversation with the parents because they spoke a little English. So if I was confused, we could discuss. The kids were they're in their own world, you know. They're like nice that I'm there, but they don't really give a shit, you know. I mean, the little kids maybe like to have fun, but it's like maybe the one in middle school. Like if I was in middle school and I had an exchange student, some guy from like Africa or Europe, I'd maybe be interested, but like, you know, we didn't like bond that well in that sense because I couldn't just have like a deep conversation with them, you know. It was more like little things. So once it's a little bit higher up, or my Japanese level, I'd love to go back and kind of like impress them, I guess. So that'd be cool. Hey, Albert says he's been a sub since I've had 150 subs. That's nuts. That was a long time ago. When was that? 2 or 3 years ago? I made the channel like 3 years ago, just to get like the graphics and my style kind of like fleshed out. And I made some videos before I went to Japan. That's awesome, man. Good to see you. That's so cool. The cat and raccoon cafes in Korea. Do they have them in Japan? Yeah, they have cat cafes. They have owl cafes. I made a video on that. Raccoon sounds interesting. I don't want to make too many animal cafe videos because I think 1 or 2 is enough. You know, you get the idea. There's animals and it's a cafe. And I made the owl one. Maybe I'll do another one in the future if it's like something weird. But I'd love to check them out for sure. Where did I attend college? I went to school at Portland State University in Oregon. A few community colleges here as well. And then also Kansai Gaidai University, or KGU, in Japan. How long did it take you to learn Japanese? What was your major in college? My major in college was film. And then through that, I eventually changed it to Japanese because I realized I was studying Japanese so much, I may as well just make it my major. So they say, how long did it take to learn? I'm still learning. I mean, I can speak pretty, you know, simple Japanese. I mean, like, I don't know. People are always impressed, but like, there's a lot that I don't know. I'll say that. There's a lot that I don't, like a huge ceiling of what I don't know. But I will say I feel like I have the basic grammar, the foundation, and I can construct sentences. I think the hardest thing right now for me at this point is it's more like I understand how most of the grammar works and most of like basic usage of like some expressions and things like that. It's just that there's a lot of words I simply don't know yet. So, you know, like I have to know like all the words and then be able to use them grammatically. So those will come with time. As we move back to Japan, it's going to come hopefully a lot easier because I'm going to be living there. While I've been in America the last few months, it's been kind of hard to study Japanese, to be honest. And I haven't studied it as much as I had planned on. And at first it was a bummer, but I kind of said to myself, you know, you're going to be there for a few years. You know, my Japanese is good enough that I can at least get by for now. So although I'm not as proud as I should be, like on where it is, I know it's going to get easier once I'm there. And I wanted to enjoy my last few months with my friends here in America and with my family and not worry about it so much. So I have all my study materials and everything kind of ready to go. And a lot of vocab words I learned in school, or at least I didn't memorize them, but I like wrote them down for future reference. I have huge lists of words that are really useful that I need to study. So I'll be reading a little bit on the plane until I fall asleep or whatever. But once I'm in Japan, I'm going to be adding it to my daily schedule basically to be studying both written Japanese, reading books maybe on the weekend. I think like every weekend I'll put in some reading time. During the week I'll always have a little bit of review with either kanji or vocab. And then while I'm just out and about, you know, living in Japan, I'm going to be learning out there as well. So, but you ask you how long, I say I studied for a year before Japan and then I lived there for a year. So, you know, gauge with that. Within a couple of years I was able to, but I was very adamant while living abroad to always speak in Japanese as much as possible. Try to get it so that you are forced to think in Japanese, not like, oh, I want to say this in English, how would I say it in Japanese? You want to be at the, you know, try to get to the point where they ask you a question and you can construct it in your head. You know what I mean? Like trying to like, oh, or even like while you're like riding the train and you're just like having a fake conversation with someone. Like someone's asking like, oh, what did you have for food yesterday? And what do you want to do tomorrow? Are you busy next week? Do that in your head while you're in the shower. It's like, oh, mata saraishu, I have to, in the next couple weeks, I got to do this and this. And then you'll come up with questions on yourself like, oh, how do I say that? Maybe you'll write it down. You can look it up later and figure it out. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a big time investment, but if you really want to do it, living in Japan helps, of course. So while studying abroad, take advantage of that because it's going to come so naturally once you're living there. So that was a long answer. Sorry. Let's see. This looks so This looks professional. Oh, thanks, man. I thought this is the casual. This is just the chat, some jazz, and I'm just talking. But I appreciate it. I do hope maybe. I mean, this is my webcam, and it seems like it's working. People are saying that the audio is working a little better today. I hope that's the case. Sorry, I'm just refreshing my stream here to make sure it's working. I'm getting like a loading thing. Actually, I'm curious. I'm gonna hold on really quick. Okay, I was just listening to myself back to see. Yeah, I think the audio synced up pretty well. I put a half a second delay. There's the beep. Let's see. Have you dated a Japanese girl before? I don't. Okay, so if you're saying like, have I dated as in like, this is my girlfriend and we've been dating for X amount of months? No. And I personally made that choice while living abroad because I knew I was only there for so long. I didn't want to like get into a, like both for me and her, I didn't want to get into like a serious thing and then have to go home and like stress about that. I more just said, and without trying to sound like a jerk, I was like, hi, I really like you. I'm not trying to date anyone right now because I just don't want to get into anything too serious. Like I just said to you guys. But even as just friends, if you'd like to hang out, let's do that. So you interpret that as you want. That's what I did. I didn't officially date anyone, but like I did go on dates, sure, of course. And there's actually someone I've been kind of talking to lately that I'm interested in. No details on that at all. She does live outside of the city now. She was living closer in, so we were kind of just talking, and she's like, yeah, I have to move like a little bit further away. And but we're not dating yet or anything, so it's kind of up in the air, but we'll see. You know, if anything happens, I'll probably keep you guys posted. I don't want to share too much of my life here, but whatever is like professional, yeah? Let's see. Hey, Aaron. Hope your day's going good as well. My day's going fantastic. I'm just sipping coffee. I have my bags mostly packed. Actually, after this stream, I haven't been able to finish packing because my computer's all set up here. So after this is done, I'm breaking my computer down and trying to like do it. My bags, I know I advise, if I have any advice for people, pack as little as possible. You think you need everything, like don't. And like me, as I'm saying that, I'm making the mistake again. I did this last time. I brought everything thinking I have to buy it all here and then bring it. Besides, okay, the absolute important things that you should bring, and apologize if this is too adult, whatever. First is deodorant. Foreigners, when I say foreigners, like Westerners, tend to have more sweat and more smelly aspects to their body than Japanese do. They don't have very strong deodorant there. So bring your favorite deodorant and bring like 2 sticks of it. And that's what I did on this trip. I brought a couple. For the fellas, or I guess ladies as well, bring condoms. As they're a little bit different there. The sizes are a little different. The quality can be a little different. I would recommend bringing, you know, that if you can. Anything else? What else would you bring from America that you can't get in Japan? I mean, bring like a gift, maybe for like a host family. I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, and as I'm saying this, and I'm like, I don't buy everything that you need and then get there, because you can buy almost everything you need there. I kind of did that only because I'm moving. I knew that this first move, it's going to be a lot of luggage and it's going to kind of suck, but I'm moving there for at least 3 years, if not longer. So even if I bring a ton of stuff and it's a hassle, I'm not leaving the country with all of that stuff plus more. I'm putting it all in an apartment, I'm organizing it, it's my stuff, and then from there I'm buying everything in Japan, Amazon, at the local shops and stuff, and hopefully not having to move everything very often. You know, when I have to move out of my apartment, I'll either have a friend help me or I'll probably call a moving service to help me move my bed and all that stuff. So, but yeah, don't bring too much stuff if you don't have to. I'm doing it this time, so do as I say, not as I do. Have I been to Harajuku? I think I did. I'm gonna Google it because I was in Tokyo and I forget everywhere that I went. I went to Shibuya, I went to Shinjuku, I went to Asakusa, like all, a lot of the tourist spots. Harajuku. It's a district in Shibuya. So I was in Shibuya. So I think I was there. Common name, yeah. I'm pretty sure I was there. I don't know exactly where I went, but I'm pretty sure I was there for sure. Sorry, I'm pulling this back up. Let's see. I've seen those IRL videos on Twitch. All I can say is it isn't smart to turn on TTS donations. What does TTS stand for? Like is it the ones where like they pop up and it's just like annoying? I forget. Or is that like having to force to do something in real life? I would never get into something that nuts. That's just crazy. I think it'd be fun to do it like during like the Cherry Blossom Festival, and we go out and we're with like one other friend, we turn on a camera and we're sitting underneath the tree, and you guys can like enjoy the cherry blossom season with us. We turn around the camera, do some kanpai, some cheers basically with different drinks. That would be fun, right? Like kind of hanging out as a group. That's kind of more what I have in mind. Or maybe if I'm walking around looking at temples, I can show you guys that, but I wouldn't do anything crazy. Cheesai is one of my biggest fans. I see you everywhere. Thank you so much for your support. Says my videos are waiting for. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be doing monthly so right now I do monthly like live Q&As, and it's gonna be like these public ones like this. I'm just leaving Japan, so this is for everyone. Every month for sure there's a live Q&A for Patreon supporters that support up to the $3 thing or not. That's just kind of a way for me. It's a little extra thing to the channel if you just want to engage with me like this, but with less people. So as the channel grows, this is gonna get harder and harder to answer everyone's questions. Even right now it's just like 50-60 people. And it's hard to get all through them all, right? Because you guys have so many good questions. So if you're interested in that, obviously check out the Patreon for Eric Abroad. But those will for sure be happening once every month for the Patreon exclusives. And these public ones I'll be doing maybe not every month, but like every often, because I don't want to do one every month to where like people are like it's like the same content, But if there's not like much new to it, then I mean I guess it is fun to hang out, but I don't want to just have answer the same questions over and over and over if there's nothing really new to talk about, you know. So but that being said, you know, especially those first few months being there, I'll probably do both a public one and a Patreon one every month. And then in addition to that, I want to do the normal podcast where it's just me talking for like an hour. Because once I'm there, I'm going to have a lot to talk about. Even that first week, it'll be like, okay, I guess that's one thing is I was telling you guys, you might see me lay low for the first couple weeks because I'm going to be settling in, and that's true. But I will be doing podcasts because I can do a podcast from anywhere I am, as long as I have my computer and like a mic. Even if I just had to use my computer mic, I could do it. So that first week when I'm in my Airbnb, I'll have a lot to talk about, like how the flight went, where I'm at currently, how bad it was walking to the airport with all my luggage. You know, it's going to be, I'll definitely be doing that. So if there's I think that's what I like about doing the podcast and the live streams is even if my videos, like my main videos, aren't currently being edited or I don't have time for them, I can just kind of check in and say hi and let you guys know I'm still like alive, and let you know like if I'm busy or whatever. Like right now, the next month and a half, couple months, it is going to be very busy. And as far as the main videos, it's going to be a little bit, but the podcast, definitely expect those. Are you into any Japanese fashion? Yes, I think that before I went to Japan, I had what I would consider a very casual dress, like as an average like American person who kind of just wears like a t-shirt, some shorts, some flip-flops, nothing like not like that's bad, but it was just very casual clothes, right? And honestly, after going to Japan, I saw a lot of fashion, even just all the kids at school on a Monday. They showed up wearing clothes like they're going out to a club or like they're going to some hip-hop thing, just like really different styles and different things like that. But it was all like brand new clothes and really nice. And I was kind of, at first I thought it was funny. I was like, this is just so interesting. It's a Monday. Why are you guys like whatever? But they put a lot of effort into, looking good. And they do, I would argue, take more selfies and photos with friends than Americans do. I've definitely noticed that. Just there, whenever I'm out with Japanese friends, it's always at some point, hey, we're taking a photo, and you start taking pictures and they post them and send them. And it's fun. So I think it gives you a little incentive to want to dress up, I think. And so I would say that, I've stepped up my fashion, or at least tried to like buy nicer clothes. And wearing them in America, it's funny because I get like more looks here because it's like trying to dress that nice all the time here, at least where I'm from in Oregon, is kind of strange. But I'm kind of getting ready for Japan, so that's kind of how I go. Any particular fashion though, I think the street fashion is really cool. There's an area in Osaka called American Village, which is a similar like Chinatown or Koreatown for them. But it's very hip hop based and very like, if you know like Bape, which is a Japan based like hip hop company for clothing, all that's super popular there. And I'm not even like a huge hip hop head, but I think in Japan it's like it seems like it's much more of just like a fashion thing rather than like, African American hip hop culture. It's more just like, this looks really cool, we like it, and maybe they like to dance, whatever. It's more just like they pick the style and they like the style. So I feel like here, if I went all hip hop, I'd be like just like a joke because it's like, that guy doesn't even like really, he's not a huge hip hop guy. What is he doing? I think it looks really cool though. And in Japan, there's a lot of groups so they'll all wear it and they listen to some hip hop, but they're not like super gangster. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of different. I'm like, I think the fashion's really cool. So in that regard, sure. Sided Sphinx asks, I kind of responded to this. Any new eMart VR vids? A couple years, I will be getting back into that, I think. I hope to. I think that was a really fun channel, and it was a lot easier than this one. Not to say I don't like this one, but this one takes a lot more work and a lot more prep. That one was a lot easier for me. I would definitely revamp it, put a better trailer, a better banner, maybe rename the channel, because it was just eMart 5 before, so I hope I can change it. Perfume is Japanese. Okay, people are saying like, do you don't know Perfume? Yeah, I'm not a big like J-pop guy, so I'm not sure. But I'm sure after I move there, I'll learn about some more. Let's see. Add me on PSN if anyone wants. Oh, I lost you guys. Oh man, where'd it go? Okay. Cameras. Oh, and Ryan, I'm so sorry. Ryan asked me this last time about camera stores in Osaka. Didn't answer my question, and he's last time he sent me the question, but he put like a winky face afterwards. He's like, "Are there any camera stores?" with like a wink, and I was like, it sounded like a porn. Like I didn't understand. He messaged me. He's like, "Eric, come on, man. I'm not asking that. I was just asking a basic question." Unfortunately, I don't know, and I will have to figure it out myself because I'm gonna be trying to buy some more lenses and stuff. If I have an answer, I'll probably remember you and I'll send you a message. But as of right now, I actually don't. But what was the name of the store? There's one in Tokyo, I know, and I think there's one in Osaka too. I think it's called Camera World. No, that's an American one. I forget. It was something camera. Honestly, sounds like lame advice, but this is what I do. Just Google it. Google Osaka camera store, and there will absolutely be some article of some guy who traveled there, who's like a camera head, and he had to find a store, and he posted about it. I almost guarantee you can find something. So sorry I don't have that, but dating Japanese girls, I kind of answered that, but yes. Yes. I do find Japanese girls attractive. Have you ever thought about making a Discord for your YouTube channel? I'm kind of new to Discord. I know it's like a gaming Skype thing. What would be the benefit for having it for the YouTube channel, I suppose, is my question. Like, would it be like if I wanted to play games with you guys? Lately, I have been playing. I think what would be cool with Patreon people or like whatever is, if you guys know who I am, I'm not a big anime guy, not a big like J-pop, K-pop guy, but I'm really into video games. I love video games. And lately, I've been playing with my friends. Like, everyone's playing. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. I know it's like all the hype, but I just recently got it. Leading up to Japan, I had a couple days off to play games with friends, and we've been playing every night. I'll be playing after this stream, actually. It's really fun. So maybe we could like play that together in a Discord chat, or Rocket League, or Hearthstone. I don't know. I don't really know what games I'm into right now, but once I'm back. Anyways, how do you deal with the idiots online that call anyone and everything in Japan who is not Japanese a weeaboo or Koreaboo, etc.? Ignore the haters, man. Ignore the haters. You know, it's what it is. It comes with it, though. You know, me moving to Japan, they're like, "Oh, you're just a weeb." It's like, you what are you gonna say? You know? I mean, I just kind of argue. I'm just like, yeah, I like Japan. I think the best way to like, if people are giving you stuff and it does like make you upset, I think it's cool if you can also show that you're interested into other things besides like anime or something like that. Because I personally love video games. I love video games, but I usually don't talk about it too much when they ask that. So like, "Oh, you're just a weeb." You know, if I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love video games," then like, boom, I'm branded. Not that it's a bad thing. You know, a lot of my fan base, the Japanese fans who love anime, I'm not bashing it anyway. We're simply talking about haters who do bash. Yeah, just ignore the haters, man. Ignore the haters. Screw them. People that are, I feel like people that make fun of other people or like bully, they're just mad because maybe like you're doing something that they can't. I don't know. Okay, well, let me know about the Discord. Maybe I'll see it just in here. I do have a Discord account. I just don't know how it works. Like, would it be for like something like this while we're live, so that you guys can all like hear me? I'm not sure. Let me know. I'm kind of new to it. I don't really understand it. So, cheers from Chile. Hey, thanks, Daniela. I think Daniela. First is deodorant, not clothes. Well. Clothes are important, but you can buy clothes in Japan as well. You know, bring underwear, but maybe you should try making some social experiments. That would be cool. These days we're lacking so much prank and social media videos from JVR. Yeah, I don't want to prank anyone, but I do want to do social stuff. As in, wow, I keep burping. I apologize. From like I really want to do. I love doing like interviews with people on the streets, and again, as my Japanese gets better, that's gonna come more naturally, and we could dive into more like serious questions maybe. But I would love to do like what swear words in English do you know? That sounds funny, right? Like they'll be like, "Oh, I've heard the word shit and fuck before," and then I'm like, "Can you use it in a sentence?" And they'll probably say it that's a little wrong, and it's not to make fun of them. It's like fun to like talk about that and kind of, well, maybe then I can ask like, well, in Japan, like it seems like there's not as many swear words. There are, of course, slang words, and if you yell a word with like, you know, you roll your R, which is kind of a Yakuza thing, like if you're like about to like hurt, like, you do something like that, it's like very aggressive, right? It's more the way you say it than the words. Maybe I could ask them like, do you wish there was more swear words in Japanese? If so, would you use them? They'll probably say probably not, because Japanese is, people seem to, they're normally very polite or whatever, but that'd be interesting, right? So things like that I would love to do in the realm of like going out and just talking to people. I think that'd be really fun. Eyes or is, sorry if I'm getting it wrong, recommended gifts to give to a host family. What did you give to them? I brought a little pamphlet, like a book, and it's like, welcome to Oregon, because I'm from Oregon State. Like that's where I live, with pictures of like just where I'm from. I think bringing anything from your country is really good, like a flag. I would go against bringing too much like monetary things for a Japanese host family, only in that Japanese host families' homes and apartments are likely very small, and kind of just, you know, the Japanese way of lifestyle is they use, like, here's how I interpret it. It's like someone like middle class living in Japan. They have really nice clothes. They probably have like a good education, maybe a nice car, something like that. But they don't own that much stuff. But the little stuff they do own is like new and nice. You know what I mean? Like they'll have the nice iPhone, they'll have the fresh shoes and the fresh clothes, but they don't have like a huge like garage full of stuff. I think that's kind of the difference. As Americans, we like to have a lot of things, and accumulate a lot of things. So in that regard, if they have a small apartment or small place, you don't want to give them too much stuff that they don't really need. But you know, bring a magnet for their fridge, maybe a little flag, a little souvenir, and then like some chocolate or whatever. Like maybe you have a dish, like anything that you have from your state or country that is like from there. They would love stuff like that. They're doing the host family because they want to interact with a foreigner and get like a cultural exchange. So bring something that can benefit that. So I brought some, Portland has a lot of stuff, but I brought some like local chocolate. I think I brought a beer for the dad, maybe some samples of whiskey, and some postcards and little little gifts. But I think those are great gifts. Food especially is amazing if you can do it. Is Hokkaido cold? Yeah, it is, Francis. You know, in the winter it's like snow town, but Hokkaido is definitely the coldest area. I don't know how it is in the summer, but I heard it's like comfortable in the summer. So depends when you're going, but I would bring a coat for sure. It's supposed to be beautiful up there. Quays asks, or Quays, how do you deal with procrastination? Mine is super bad. I put off Japanese for months. I think procrastination is something, because I mean, everyone deals with it. Everyone says, oh, I'm such a procrastinator, and I am too, but I think everyone is a procrastinator in some form. I think it really just depends on your current situation. You know, like where are you living? What friends are you hanging out with? Where are you in school? Where are you with work? And are you in a position where it's comfortable to study Japanese? Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much to handle, and that's why you're procrastinating it. I would definitely, you know, people ask like, how do you stay motivated and what got you into Japanese? I kind of just naturally, I really enjoyed it. I had some friends that spoke it, and I wanted to learn more. And in class, I raised my hand every time I didn't understand something. I went after school to talk to the teacher. I, for some reason, just really, really, really enjoyed it, and it eventually became my major. I almost wish my Japanese was a little stronger because of that. Because like for example, this last year, I've complained about it before, but like in school, in Japan, I learned a lot, mostly just because I was living there outside of class, and going through class, we went really slow, which was nice. But when I came back from into the States, we were going almost too fast. And I even though I felt like Japanese was in the stronger level among other students, there were some students that are like half Japanese, so they could speak really well naturally. But some students, you know, they were a little lower. But even with that range of like low to like pretty high, we went too fast, in my opinion. They gave us a book, and we had to read so much in a day, and there was so much I didn't understand. It was hard to keep up. So fortunately, I took all those notes and all those words, and I wrote them, and I have them like in books, like ready to study. But they're gonna take another, you know, the same amount. It was like a year. It'll probably take me that long just to go through it again. But at least now I've read the story, I know the story, and I kind of like all the grammar questions I had, I have an answer for it. Like this means this because of this. Like, oh, that makes sense. So now there's like a specific book that I got that we read through, and now I have all the notes for that I can translate it and like, go through. So that'll be part of my studying when I go back. I'm really excited for that. Again, it just depends on your situation and how why do you want to learn Japanese? If you're just like, oh, I like anime and I want to learn it, I would argue that anime is one of the hardest Japanese like listening to understand. Even me, like I've been studying, every time I watch anime, I have to throw on the subs because it's like, usually it's a story about something that's not normal. Maybe you're watching one that's like Shin-chan or I guess One Punch Man's a bad example, but like some that are just more like everyday things and interactions. That's why I like Shin-chan, because it's not like some evil emperor trying to take over the world, and they're using big words and the legends and the myths and you know, they use big words in it because it's a story. It's like a badass story. But my Japanese, I don't speak that way. So I would recommend, yeah, if that's your motivation, to find something that's a little bit, or maybe like a drama. I think Japanese dramas are great. But when I listen to anime, it's like they're using just like, I am the ruler of this king, you know, I don't know how to say that. So that's a goal though in the future. I'd love to be able to watch that stuff and understand it, but find why you want to learn. How's the internet in Japan, good or bad? My homestay's internet was bad, but I think that was just because my homestay did not, I'm going to turn on this music, sorry, I'm like screaming. Little blues going there. They just didn't personally, they chose not to pay for expensive internet. So I believe that when I move out, I was able to find a lot of places that have access to fiber optic cabled internet or whatever. So I personally am going to invest in part of like Patreon, you know, donators. If you're wondering like, what does my money go toward? It goes toward paying for like my monthly computer software that I have to pay for the Adobe Suite. It goes toward the SoundCloud for the Patreon. I got to pay for that. It goes toward, what was it? There's another thing I pay for. Oh, my music licensing for my channel. I pay for that. To keep it legal, and then I'm gonna be paying for internet and my cell phone, you know, things like that. So I think if anyone's like, where's my money go on Patreon, it's paying for just kind of like all the stuff, that the money I've invested for the channel, right, just to help pay for it. So I am personally going to try my best to get good internet, if that answers your question. As far as Wi-Fi, finding local Wi-Fi is really difficult. Japan is one of the worst places to try. Like, if you pull up Wi-Fi, you'll see 1,000 of them, but none of them are, like, available. Even if you go to, like, Starbucks and stuff, I think they have it. Or if you go to 7-Eleven, too, they have it. But, like, other than that, good luck. I was a little disappointed in that. It's definitely different. Let's see. Yeah, this person answered right here. Internet's okay, but you won't see Wi-Fi. It's exactly it. You tried to... Okay. Sorry, I gotta block this guy. He's being a douche. Hey, man, if you're a fan of the channel, I appreciate it. I think he's been, like, shit talking this whole time, so I apologize, guys. Again, I don't have any other mods in here. This is just me, so I don't really care. But I don't want to offend anyone else, so people are like, bro, why are you here? Okay. Yeah, call me out. I don't know. If you're a fan and you want to watch videos and you get me views, I appreciate it, man. But, you know, I'm not going to let you be in here. I think... Did we scroll all the way down? No. Wow, I blocked that guy and it, like, removed, like, 50 messages. Sorry, guys. That guy was probably a nuisance. Oh, my gosh, there's so much. Oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to maybe speed this up here. Sorry, guys. Do you play League? Nope. Short answer, nope. I'm doing short answers for just a sec. I have a lot of friends that play, but I never got onto it. I used to play StarCraft. Yeah, PUBG is fun. You play Battlefield? Yeah, I've never played it, but it sounds fun. Discord would help create a community for the people who watch anime or for those who just want to learn Japanese and get advice. So are you saying, like, I should make a Discord in order to, like chat with them directly? Or are you saying to make a Discord channel and that other people can join in and, like, chat and it's like, hey, this is Eric Abroad and sometimes I can jump in? Is that how it works? Maybe that's how it works. It's more like a chat room for you guys to use. If that's the case, sure, I wouldn't mind doing it. You know, hopefully you don't get, like, trolls and shit. I think that's the only thing is if it's something I can't monitor, that's where it gets scary, right? It's like Eric Abroad, but there's some guy in there, you know, this guy who's writing the word faggot in there. Like, if someone's doing that, it's like, then it looks like I'm supporting that, you know what I mean? Hey, Eric, I'm from Portlandia, Newburgh, nice, and currently studying Japanese at PCC. I did as well. I want to practice with native speakers. Any suggestions? They have language teachers at the school, because I went to the same school for a little bit. They have meetups downtown. There's a restaurant called, I think it's just called, what was it called? Oh, it's just called curry, like in Japanese, like kare, but it's like in English, it'd probably be like K-A-L-E. It looks like kale. It's called kare. I'm pretty sure once a month they do a language exchange program. I'd look into that, dude. Google it. Because I've heard about it, and I never went, but I've heard it's helpful for... It's like Japanese who live in Portland, go there to practice English, and they set a timer, and every half hour they switch, or every 10 minutes you switch. So you have to speak in English or speak in Japanese at that time. So check that out. Any tips for getting through high school and any tips for college? Currently a sophomore in high school. I didn't have Japanese in high school, so if that's what you mean, I don't know. Any tips for getting through? Just know that it gets better. I personally, I don't know. I liked freshman year of high school because I had a lot of friends and big groups to hang out with. And then as people, like, schedules differed and people separate and do different things, that group starts to shrink. There's a lot of people, I think, that are toxic in your life and are try to... I don't know. Now that I guess if I'm trying to be like a grandpa or like a father figure... these last few years going to Japan and kind of like finding myself and figuring out who I am, there's like a few things that I've really taken to heart here, and I no longer feel like, and it's something I've just think about recently, so sorry if this sounds weird. I think in life, growing up, I always wanted to please other people, and I still like to. It's kind of something I deal with, where it's like, it's not like I need everyone around me to like me, but I just enjoy making other people laugh and stuff. I was always the class clown, and like, if someone like seemed to have beef with me or something, I'd always get really self-conscious about it, or try to maybe like not to a toxic level, but it always kind of, it can stress you out, you know, right? I no longer give a shit. I really, like, some people see it as people who are, like, assholes or an attitude of someone who's, like, an asshole. I think assholes can be like, the happiest people on earth, because I no longer, like, if there's someone in my life who isn't benefiting me, or I'm not learning anything from them, and they're just being toxic and, like making me feel bad about myself, or, like, trying to... I've had a lot of friends who are, like, maybe in, like, what you would call, like, a worse off situation in whatever it is, like, with work, or with school, or just your ambition in life, and... Or, like, you're wearing some nice clothes and they're not, and they'll try to, like, talk shit to make you... Because it's kind of like they're like, oh, they're maybe almost... I think maybe, it's like they're almost, like, not jealous, but they're like, oh, because I'm suffering out, you should suffer with me kind of thing. Dude, I don't put up with it anymore. I'm like, hey, if you want to be my friend, that's cool. But like, if you like piss me off, I just kind of remove myself because I don't think we have enough time in life to put up with. There's too many people to please, and you can't please everyone. And you're gonna get in fights with a lot of people. And my advice, I'm just saying, is ignore the haters. Find what you love and stick with that shit and be proud of it. You know what I mean? And just know that like if people like. I've had moments, you know, where you have, like, friends all move away, and you'll, like, okay, this weekend I'm not doing anything, I'm just gonna hang out in my room, and you can feel like, man, am I, like, a loser kind of thing? I've dealt with that. Don't worry about it. If you're doing what you love, and, like, then you're fine. I think people put people to high standards, but everyone's weird. Everyone's kind of a nerd. Everyone's a loser in some form. Everyone's dumb in some aspects. A lot of people are smart in other aspects. You know what I mean? Just, good luck. Just ignore the haters, man. You can make voice chat channels in Discord. Okay, so yeah, I know this is super delayed. I asked about Discord like 20 minutes ago, and all these are coming in. Thanks again for anyone watching. I know this is kind of random, so just feel free to pop in and pop out as much as you want. This will be getting posted later, the whole thing. If you just want to check it out later, you don't have to stick around. But again, I just wanted to tap in. It's been like an hour already. Damn. We really can go. I know I'll for sure be going for 2 hours, I think. Until my throat gives out or something. So maybe for a couple hours we'll be going here, but I'm having fun. Again, night before Japan, guys. Night before Japan. I'm excited. Discord, you make your own server and you can communicate with fans easily. I personally use Discord for talking to others. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. After I get to Japan, I'll look into it. You can auto mute everyone in Discord. Oh, that's cool. So like, I can mute everyone and then say what I want to say and then turn everyone back on. Okay, that's cool. Street interviews in Japan would be awesome. Your KG interview. Yeah, I think in the KG. I mean, I'm just, you know, it's not a secret. The KGU interview video where I interviewed Japanese students at the school is my most viewed video. So one that motivates me to do more, not just to like cash grab, but I really enjoyed doing it, and it was also the most successful. So it's like, that's a good sign. I need to do more of that. So, I definitely want to do more good ones, but I want them to be juicy. I want them to have meaning, not just like just meaningless, for views. We'll make it good. How are the closing sizes in Japan? So if you're at XL and then USA, will you be able to find anything, or is it impossible? I'll say this, the sizes of course will be smaller. I, in America, wear like a small or a medium sometimes. Lately a small because I lost weight again. And then in Japan, I'll wear like a medium. So I think it's like a one size off thing. It just depends. If you wear an XL, it may be difficult. So try to bring some clothes that you need for sure, like a coat or jeans or things that are really hard to find a size in. But I think you'll be fine. And if the worst, you can still do online shopping in Japan. You could do an Amazon thing and order from abroad or whatever like that if you have to. So, but the sizes are smaller for sure. If you consider yourself like a big person or a large person, I would take that into consideration when you're going. I mean, people do live there that I've seen that are foreigners that are big guys, big girls, but it likely will be a little harder. Like, I fit in a little more there just as a skinny guy. Here in the States, I can't always find my size. I have more problems here because, like, I wear a 28 waist, which is really small, and they almost never carry it in stores. I have to, like, hey, I like these jeans, but it's in a 30. Can I get this in a 28? And they'll order it for me on the internet. But when I go to Japan, everything fits, and I love it. So I'm 5'8", 5'7.5" or so, if people are wondering. I don't know. How many inches is that? Like 171? I have to, or centimeters, sorry. I have to start doing centimeters now because that's how they do everything there. I also need to figure out my blood type because people ask you blood types a lot more than you'd think in Japan. It's like a thing. Someone the other day, this Japanese girl, she's like, hey, what blood type are you? She's like, I'm A positive or whatever it is. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to find out. Didn't you make a video about that saying fucking thank you? Yeah, that's the same video. Let's see. Oh, eyes. Okay. Gotcha. Your pronunciation. Have you had any of Oregon's finest chronics? Of course, man. I live in Oregon. So I don't like to talk about marijuana too much on the channel because in Japan it's super illegal. I live in Oregon where it is legal. And yes, it's kind of sad to leave the Oregon weed, I'll admit. It's sad how strict it is in Japan. If I got caught with it in Japan, I'd be banned for life. So before you ask, no, I won't be smoking at all in Japan. No weed in Japan for me. I would if I could. That being said, don't smoke unless you're of age. If you're less than 21 years old, do not smoke. Do not smoke if it's not legal in your state, as you know. There's there's my little thing there. But if you're in a legal place and you're in Oregon or in America, Oregon is fantastic. And I have a lot of friends that grow now. Oh, I'm gonna miss it. I personally like to smoke more than drink. So in Japan, I'm gonna be drinking a lot, which is good and bad. But you get really, I hate hangovers. You know. I feel like with weed, you feel dizzy, but you don't get hangovers, so whatever. New topic. 日本語とっても上手です。ありがとうございます。レベッカ。まだまだですけどね。I'm really inspired from all your videos. I want to ask, where do you get your music from? I don't know. I guess it's not like a secret. I don't want to be like the guy who's like, I'm not gonna like hide all my secrets and stuff. I use, it's called Epidemic Music. That's what I use. You pay a monthly fee on it and you get access to their music library and you can use it all. I think it's great. So far, I really like it. Were you afraid when you first showed up to your Japanese homestay? Of course. Super nervous. But within 10 minutes, it was fine. Yo, Eric, what's the first thing you're itching to eat when you get there? That's a good question, Zelvoka. Well, shit, I haven't really thought about it, actually, because now that I know that I'm moving there, it's not like, okay, I'm there for a week, I need to eat here, here, and here, and here. My mindset is just like, I'm moving there, and I'll eat what I want when I get there. If I had to pick, though, and I'm gonna be realistic, because I could say, like, oh, I love this restaurant, but I'm probably not gonna be in that area immediately. I'm gonna be going straight from the airport, getting on a train, and going to my Airbnb. My first place, likely, I could say where I want to eat, but where I likely will eat is a place called Matsuya, or it's basically like super cheap gyoza, which is like gyudon, not gyoza. I'm sorry, that's like pasta. It's been so long. Gyudon, it's like a bowl of rice and meat. Or skia is the main one. They call it sukiya, is how it's spelled, but it's skia. Suki desu, Suki desu. That's the song they play in the thing. It's just really cheap food. You go in and there's a little like hanbaiki, vending machine. I can't even remember. You pay on the vending machine and there's pictures and you pick what you want. It gives you a ticket. You take that ticket to the table and they make it for you. Super easy. You don't need to know a lot of Japanese to do it. I'll likely be eating there just because I'll need a meal really quick. I'm gonna drop off all my stuff in the apartment, maybe shower really quick and then go eat. And I'll probably do a little grocery shopping actually. Because I'll have access to a kitchen. I'm staying in an apartment for a week, so I'll be cooking a little bit. But yeah, I hope that answers. I hope that's not it might not be the, like, if I had to pick somewhere I'd be going, yeah, it'd probably be that ramen spot I was mentioning earlier. It's downtown Osaka. Oh man, tori soba. It's like this chicken soba, like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. Weed Whale has a hiragana test tomorrow. It's on HBPMYR, as in like hahi huheho, Bobby Bubebo. Papi Pupepo, Mamumumimo, Ya Yo You, Dariduredo, and Wawo and yeah. Good luck. Good luck. You'll get it down. It's another alphabet. It's like twice as big as English as far as characters, but you'll get it. What clubs have you participated in? When you say clubs, I'm assuming you don't mean like a party club. Yeah, this DM guy, I apologize, guys. You guys are all... Thanks for shooting him down. I don't want to promote, like, cancerous shit here, but it sounds like the guy was being an asshole. What clubs have you participated in? I was in a soccer club. It's called Futosaru, which is, like, small soccer, where it's, like, the 5-on-5 teams on a grass, like, indoor thing. I did that. I'm assuming you're not talking about, like, a club. You're talking about, like, clubs to hang out in. I did a soccer club. That's all I did. We mostly drank. I think we only played soccer twice, and every other time we just met up and drank. It was fun. Everyone's talking crap about DM. This is so funny. Oh, man. Oh, man, look at this. Sorry, guys. Thank you guys for protected. Rush B... What? Scrolling back up. Scrolling back up. Rush B, Smoke CT, Planning Default, yeah, hey, if you guys are talking... I used to play Counter-Strike very casually. I love Counter-Strike Go. I haven't played it at all recently, and I'm really bad. But maybe in the future we could do that too. 5-man with Eric Abroad, show me how to play Counter-Strike. I think online games are really fun. I used to play StarCraft. Counter-Strike I found really fun. I played Magic for a while. Casually played Hearthstone. Let's see what else. I've been getting into Tekken 7 lately. I'm suck, but I think it's really fun. I want to get better at it because I know in Japan it's pretty big. So I hopefully want to get good enough that I could go to tournaments and like actually like do something. That'd be fun. RIP DM, will you be making mini Japanese lessons on YouTube? Yes, I will. And if you go to my website, it's ericabroad.tv. There's a section in there right now for Japanese lessons that says coming soon. So I will be posting them there. Yes, so that's good. So for those wondering like what I'm going to be doing as far as the channel, up until this point we've been mostly doing what I would call like a travel vlog. You know, I go out with like a selfie camera and go, hey, we're gonna try this place out. Let's go check it out, and then we make a video out of that, right? I will still be doing those. That'll be like probably the primary thing on the channel. That'll include interviews, going downtown, but I also want to get into cooking. Recently, I've kind of gotten the bug for trying to cook and get better at cooking, and I just have a big respect for the art of cooking and all that goes into it, and I think it's fun. I bought an apron that says Eric Abroad on it, and I plan on doing some cooking stuff, and I want to do those all in Japanese. I think that'll be a fun thing. Is most of my channel, even though like we're studying Japanese, we'll be doing Japanese lessons, but I'll be explaining it in English, right? You know, at least like the grammar and like what you need to know, but I at least I'm going to try for a while. We'll see how it goes. But I would love to script out the cooking ones because those are scriptable and do it all in Japanese. Like, ho ho, irashaii, and like do like I'm a Japanese chef or something. One, I think it'd be good practice for me just to, you know, I could write out a script, maybe show it to a friend and be like, hey, is there anything wrong here? And they could correct it and fix it like a Japanese friend. And then that way I could, you know, that's a Japanese lesson for myself, but also it might be good listening practice for you guys. And I'm sure I'll make mistakes and people, you know, call me out on it, and that's totally fine. That's what we're here to do. So I want to do cooking, the travel vlogs, cooking, and, you know, the podcast and stuff like that. And what did I miss? What I was just talking about. Cooking and Japanese lessons, yes, to answer your question. I want to do like, I want to get like a whiteboard, and it'll be like, you know, with this Eric Sensei, and we're going to be doing some Japanese lessons. I think that'll be fun. Any favorite YouTubers abroad in Japan? The cancer ones, I like Filthy Frank, but he's changing now. I watch a lot of H3H3. Yeah, I need a mod. I do need some mods. I think once we get once we're in Japan and we're doing this more often, I'll try to like maybe some of like my biggest fans that I can kind of trust. Yeah. Then I can get, you know, right now I don't really know anyone that well that I could do that, but I'll figure that out in the future. If anyone wants to be, you know, a mod or whatever, let me know. I can't guarantee I'll give it to you right away, and please don't feel bad if I don't. It's just that I don't really, I haven't set that up yet, but we will. And we haven't been doing, we haven't done too many live stream stuff, but as we start doing this more, we'll want to make it a little bit more like Twitch, right? A little bit more like organized, so. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll look into a Discord in the future. Right now, there's just so many, like, there's like the podcast, the main website, the YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, Snap, you know, all this shit. It's just like, I don't want to add anything to my thing right now, but I will be. Discord is completely free, yes. What's up, Zico Sim? I'm not sure if you're still here. I've been slowly scrolling here, but what's up? Have you heard of the application called Human Japanese? I have not. I'm using it in hopes that I will have enough Japanese to survive in Japan. The reason is because I hope to go to university in Japan. I haven't, but I know there's a lot of apps. If it works for you, it works. Good luck. So Eric, you don't know Perfume. Have you heard of the song Polyrhythm? I have not. I have not. Azas. This person, right? You're a handsome man. It says Ikemen. So yeah, I guess we could do a lesson. Ikemen. That's how to call like a handsome man. Ikemen. So thank you, CM. Appreciate it. Would you recommend taking Japanese as extra classes if my uni degree doesn't include it? Yes. If you're interested in it. That's what I did at first. I was doing it on the side. I was probably going to get a minor, and I don't even have a minor in it now. But yeah. Do you have any more abroad in Japan videos coming up from when you were at exchange? Oh, well, abroad in Japan is another channel. I don't want to call them that. Do I have any more coming up? My answer is this. I'm working on a video right now, and just with leading up in the last week, it got bumped. So I'm going to be posting it after I get in Japan. But it's basically a recap of all of the videos that I couldn't make a video out of in Japan. Like I made a video, I recorded all day, but when I went to go edit it, it just wasn't what maybe there wasn't enough content to make a whole video, or I was like, this didn't turn out very good. But there was a lot of like good moments and single like good shots, you know, in all of those. So I'm making actually a montage video that's like 5 minutes. That's like the archive footage of Eric Abroad, beautiful shots, fun moments, and some good memories of mine that I want to share with you guys, but I just haven't been able to because I had to put them on the back burner for a while and work on the videos that I wanted to make a full video for. So that way it'll kind of put like how do you say, like a lid or whatever on top of all of my living abroad as an exchange student videos, and following that will be I'm in Japan and let's start this new chapter. So I think that'll be good. It'll like, I technically will have showed you guys all this stuff. I know I was promising and hoping to do like 18 videos out of it, and only were able to do a few. So again, undersell, over deliver. You know, I don't want to promise a bunch of videos if they can't work out. So I'll be sure to watch that in the future. But that will be coming out hopefully in the next couple weeks if I can get time to do it. Hey Eric, what's up? Hey, I know Lucio, what's up, man? Gamer guy here. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. I learn a lot. This Saturday I travel from Argentina to Germany. I go as an influencer to games. Bro, I send you something? You mean like you want to send me something from Germany? Whatever you want, man. I don't think you can send beer, but if you could. I know that's a big thing there. Maybe some sausage? You want to send me some sausage, man? Dude, I know you're a cool guy. I mean, to be honest, I forget how we initially met. I would imagine it's through something like StarCraft. Could you remind me, dude? Because I know I have you on Facebook. You mostly type in Spanish, and I don't read Spanish, so I can't totally read all the stuff you do. But I know you're a gamer guy. If you're going as you said you're going as an influencer, that's really cool, man. So are you like hosting anything, or are you just kind of going and meeting people? I know you like work or like sponsored and stuff and work in that, so that's fucking cool, man. You're probably living the dream I wanted to do 5 or 6 years ago. I wanted to be a gamer. Didn't work out, but now we're doing YouTube as a Japan thing. So it's funny how where life leads you. Oddly enough, clothing wasn't hard for this person to find. Any ladies out there will definitely have problem finding bras. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty obvious answer without me even having to say anything. Asian women are likely smaller than the Western women in those regards. So bring your bras, bring your panties, bring your boxers for the dudes. You know, anything that you think, because everything in Japan will be a little bit smaller, just by that's how it is. So, I don't know if you guys can hear this blues, but it's some good stuff. Let's see. This scrolling is a nightmare. I want to continue learning Japanese, but I lack learning material. What would you recommend? You're at N4, no basic grammar. Okay. Well, I'll show you what I have right now. How about that? I'm going to be making more videos in the future, and I've probably shown these in the past, but if anyone's learning Japanese and you need... Oh, I don't have them all with me. Shit. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I thought I had them. I have them packed right now, and they're really far in there. Gosh, I feel bad. When I do probably my first like English lessons with Eric Abroad or Japanese lessons, I'll show you the exact books I'm using. But for let's see, how am I doing this? For kanji, I have a certain book that I'm using called Remembering the Kanji that I'm kind of trying it out. I so far like it. I haven't done the whole thing though, so I don't want to like, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's called Remembering the Kanji. There's like 3 books you can get. I got 2 of them. One is just like learning how to remember them, and one is how to remember the pronunciation, or like the the difference, like the onyomi and the kunyomi, like how it could be read. But I haven't gone through it in depth, but from what I have done, it was really helpful in understanding the meaning behind the kanji, and it breaks apart each little piece. So you're like, oh, this piece means elbow, and this piece means bridge, and this piece means tree. So the elbow with the bridge, with you can like craft a story on why it means whatever the word is. I recommend that for sure. As far as grammar books, what's it called? Again, I don't have the book on me, and I'm sorry. It's called, gosh, what's it called? I have 2 of them. It's like basic Japanese grammar and advanced Japanese grammar. I almost wonder if I don't have it pulled up. I apologize, man. But if I, look forward to it in the future, but maybe start Googling. But there's one that's a basic, advanced, and like a master. The basic one is a yellow book, and the advanced one is like a purple book, or blue, I think. Absolutely recommend that if you just need like a grammar encyclopedia of like, I'll be reading a book and it'll do some grammar thing that's only like I don't hear a lot speaking, but when there's like written grammar that's used. I can use that book to help, and it'll have very detailed examples and all these things. I really recommend it. So I don't have it fit with me physically, but I hope you can find some stuff. And then other than that, just whatever I studied in class, like books, I wrote down any words I don't know. So I haven't memorized all those words because this whole last year, like I said, it was rushed, and just trying to get an A in the class was hard to keep up. So I didn't focus on memorizing because I knew that as long as I make the notes and I keep that book, that when I go back to Japan, I'll have time to go through it much more thoroughly and without a teacher breathing down my neck. So for me personally, as far as vocab, that's how I'm going to be studying vocab words and stuff, is I have a book that is categorized by categories. Like, if you guys are studying Japanese, any word with teki in it, where it's like, I don't know, jidou teki, which means automatically. Whatever word of teki on a general level means li. So like accidentally, purposefully, you know, Lee, all those like Lees is mostly techie. So I have a whole section for techie words. I have a whole section for like just nouns. I have a whole word or section for adjectives, one for weather, one for animal, you know, all these different like categories. Because I think if you just start writing, one trap I found myself in is I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a movie and write down every vocab word, and then I'll memorize all those words, and then I could watch the movie again and probably understand it. It's hard because the words are so all over the place. They're so random. Some are nouns, some are descriptions, some are whatever. Maybe some like fighting words or some swear words. I think it helps if you write down all those words and then have another book that's a little bit more, or I even have a section for like fighting words because you hear it a lot in TV and stuff and I want to understand it. So I have all these different sections. So then you take that sheet. So say I watch like a TV show, right? 30 minutes, I'm going to write down every word I don't know, write them all down on a sheet. And when that's done, I'm going to take all those and separately put them into where they need to go. Like I have another book and like, oh, this can go in a noun thing. I'll write it in there. And then after like doing all that, reading it and just having it in that book helps me. And it's a lot of work, but I personally like it because even like on the plane going to Japan, I can pull it up and it's organized. Like I want to learn some adjectives. I want to know how to describe some things. And I've written them down, but I just never memorized them. So now I have them. I have the kanji with the furigana written on top of it, so I know how to read it, and the English. So that I think that's just a great thing to have, and just kind of your own little like Bible of Japanese that you wrote yourself, so it's easy to navigate, and being organized helps, I think. Eric, have fun and die. Thanks, Jar Jar Winks. Boring board. Iranian Adobe architecture. Wait, what? I don't know. I don't even think that's worth timing out. I don't know what that means. Zico, I'm a Tekken god. As in the online rank. It's really good. That's awesome. Yeah, Tekken 7 is the first fighting game that I've actually like. I picked up a fight stick. I went and got a fight stick and was like, I kind of want to learn this game. So I'm bringing the fight sticks to Japan, and I'm going to be busy as fuck, but whenever I do get like an hour or two to play games, whatever game I'm playing, Tekken is one of the games I would like to learn more about. If people have advice or whatever, yeah, sure. I'd love to. I think Tekken's great. Yeah, this person says that they learned hiragana and katakana, which are two of the three Japanese, the easier of the two Japanese alphabets, because the last one is just Chinese characters. Yeah, kanji's a pain in the ass for sure. But if you know the hiragana and katakana, you can, that's the first step, so. I played CSGO religiously. I found something out, though. Russians don't play Russia because they live in Russia. That's why they rush B, except when they rush A. What? Yeah, cooking in Japanese would be fun. I remember when you talked about the cooking videos. I've been waiting, haha. Yeah, I won't be starting those until I'm well, like, established in Japan. And those will be great because I bought a new camera, so those won't be like vlog GoPro. It'll be like my DSLR camera in my apartment, hopefully with some good lighting. I can script it out. I can have outtakes. I can totally, do it my own. Like that'll be more of like a structured video. And those are easier to edit because once you just go in the editing thing, you have your story and you can just edit it rather than watching some guy with a GoPro, running around. Doing that takes a little more time. So once I'm like established and have the apartment all furnished and the kitchen's nice and neat and I got knives hanging up on the wall, we'll get that going for sure. Thank you for answering the question. How did you create your logo? In Photoshop. Yeah, I mean I don't have a tutorial or anything. I just made it in Photoshop and I use After Effects to animate it, like in my intro and stuff like that. It's all After Effects. People are asking for subs. I guess I'll just say this now, and I'm sure there's some more down here, but I gotta be the obvious guy and say, please don't ask for subs. Eric Abroad version of Shokugeki no Soma. I know that's the show. I haven't seen it, but I used to work in a bookstore, and I know that was one of the biggest mangas that we sold, manga-like series that we sold. It's the cooking one, right? That's like super like sexually suggestive. Like a girl like eats some like really good shrimp and her clothes burst. Yeah, I guess it could be like that. I can't promise I'll be getting naked, though. Are you disappointed that you're going to miss the eclipse? I know! I'm disappointed, but not because a million people are... If you guys don't know, there's an eclipse happening in Oregon, or that's, like, happening, and if you live in Oregon, it's going to be the perfect spot to view it. It's going, like, across, like, Oregon and, like, into California and, like, Arizona and Nevada, I think. And that's on, like, the 20th, the 22nd. So I'm just going to miss it. But they've predicted that there's... now over 1 million people booked to come to Oregon just to see the eclipse. So Airbnbs are up to like $2,000 a day just to stay in someone's like house. It's insane. So I am disappointed that I won't see it, but you know, someone will take a video and post it on the internet, so I'll see it then. But it's supposed to last for like 45 minutes. So the whole, like all of Oregon, like they shut down, I think, most of the, unless you're like a hotel or a restaurant where like business will be booming. Most companies who like friends who work for companies, they're not even working because it's just too insane. Isn't that hilarious? So it's going to be like kind of a, it'll almost feel like an end of the world thing because it's just going to get dark and like everything's shut down. Like there might even be looting, we'll see. I don't know, but I don't know why I'm smiling about that. Eric, I just want to say I love your videos. Thank you, Untitled Spec. Keep up the good work, and I really want to donate, but not old enough. All good, man. No pressure on the donations, man. Again, it's only if like you're comfortable doing it and you want to help out, but just viewing and subscribing, you're helping me out. All good, man. In 2 years, I will donate, says him. I'm not going to hold you to that, but if you do it, sweet, man. Appreciate it. Cassandra says I'm pretty cute. Hey, let's see. I'm a global studies and Japanese language and culture major. Wow, very nice. Do you think this will be good for teaching English in Japan? Absolutely. It won't necessarily get you a job, but it'll help. You know, it'll help. I don't think it'll help on a resume, like if you have those and they're like compared to the person who got an art degree, technically you're both qualified to teach English. If you can get any kind of an English teaching supplemental degree, like I think a TESOL or TOEFL, I was going to do that, except I already got a job, so unless I have to, I'm not going to be doing that. I want to work in Japan as an alt. How hard is it to find a job? Yeah, as long as you have your degree, you can work as an alt. You can sign up for JET or for Interact with any degree. As long as you have a 4-year bachelor's degree, you'll be okay. But like you said, will it help? Like I said, it won't help in the interview, but it'll help you just knowing more about the culture, I think. Any J-pop I should listen to? I don't know any J-pop. I'm sorry. Some people might recommend stuff for you now, but oh, I did use Genki 1. I forgot to mention that. People ask what books do you use. If you're just starting out, I used Genki 1 and 2. And actually my teacher, one of my professors while studying abroad in Japan, is one of the authors of it. Her name escapes me at the moment, but Genki 1 and 2 are like the baby steps, bare bones of Japanese, and it's great. I recommend it for sure. Genki 1 and 2 for that. I totally forgot I used to have those. I think I already sent them over to my friend's house in Japan. So he has a suitcase of mine with some stuff I wanted to send preemptively, just so I don't have to carry it this time. So he has that. How many years did I study in Portland? I studied in 1 year, and then 1 year in Japan. So about 2 years. Technically 3 years, but this whole last year I wasn't really studying. I was in class and getting the grade, but I wasn't really learning much. It was more just to get the degree, unfortunately. So following now, I'm going to be catching up. So I say like 2.5 years, but it's like technically 3 years since I started. But like I personally would argue just 2 years, 2.5 years, because this last year I haven't been going that hard for all those reasons I mentioned before. But keep us updated on how working in Japan is for you. Absolutely. And that'll be a big thing on the podcast, and I'll be making videos talking about my experience. I'm a big inspiration. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I wish you good luck if you do decide to come to Japan. And, yeah. Let's see. Eric, do you remember when you used to give us a new word in Japanese each podcast? Those were fun. Can you give us one right now? Can I give you one right now? I do need to start doing that more. I want to do more like a Sesame Street. Like, today's word of the day is this, and then we can use it. I don't have one on the top of my head. I do have my book, though. Let's pull up the book. Let's pull open the book. Let's see. But usually I want to do a word that's like funny, you know, something that I can use, or something I learned recently. How about, since we're going to Osaka, we'll do a little Osaka then, yeah? I don't have a huge Osaka list yet. I was planning on filling this thing out before leaving, but I'm not too rushed on it. Let's see what I have written down. If you guys want to, we can do a Japanese word of the, or a Osaka dialect word of the day. Let's see what we have. So, okay, first generic rule of Osaka dialect. If anyone's speaking Japanese or you watch anime and you hear this, the basic rule with, like the there's a lot of words that change, but the basic one that's the biggest difference is the word nai, which is usually like negative or means it doesn't exist. It's like, you can say like, oishikunai, which oishi means delicious, oishikunai means not delicious, right? Like it's not good, or mazui. In Osaka dialect, they changed nai to hen. So like, tabe nai means I'm not gonna eat it. Tabe hen, I'm not gonna eat it. Nai changes to hen. So if you could do that, if you could do that, that's a basic. I guess here, let's do this, and I may have done this in the past. I'm not even gonna look at this list. The Japanese word of the day for Osaka dialect, and it's one that if you go to Osaka, you have to know this one, and you may already know it. I may have already said it, but I'm going to say it again. It's an expression which you'd basically be like, I think the equivalent in like the Tokyo dialect would be nandayo. Nandayo, you'd be like, what the hell? It's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, nandayo, like, you'd say it like that. But that's super Tokyo. And for me to say, like, when I hear that, it just sounds so Tokyo because I've been in Osaka for so long. The equivalent to that in Japanese, or in Osaka, would be nandeanen. Nandeanen. So, that's another rule, is da changes to de. So, like, or no, like, yo. So, like, basically, if you're like, are you going to be going to the store later? And your friend responds, ikuyo. Like, I'm gonna go. Like, yo is kind of like almost an exclamation point, or like, yeah, I'm definitely going kind of thing. You would change yo to de. So like, iku de. Iku de. That's super Osaka. So nandayo changes to nande. So that's the de. Yanen. Yanen. That's another difference. Da changes to ya. And nen is kind of just a thing that you can just, I think, I forget someone could probably correct me. And again, I'm not even prepared for this, but nen you can add to a lot of things, or yanen to a lot of the ends of Osaka dialect. I'm not even a master of it yet, so don't quote me on any of this. But nandeanen is one of it's the expression of Osaka. So like when Tokyo people were maybe making fun of someone from Osaka, they'd probably use the word nandeanen, and it just means like, what the hell, what the fuck. And I heard that it originally got even more, because even though it's Osaka dialect, it only got popular like within the last 20 years, I think, like more popular as like a thing. It was kind of a meme, if you want to call it that. There was an Osaka, from what I know of the story, I hope I have it right, is that a famous comedian made that famous. That was like his punchline. Something would happen, or the person next to him would say something stupid, like, nandeanen, and like, it was funny. Word of the day is nandeanen, and you can basically say it for what the fuck, what the hell, or like, why. Someone's like, nandeanen. It's strong, but it's funny too. So that's the Osaka word of the day. Yeah, when we start doing it again in Japan, and I'm going to be learning a lot more Japanese. That's probably why I haven't been doing it lately, is usually I'll find a word during the week, like, oh, I'd love to say that in the podcast and teach it, because that's a very useful word. I haven't been studying as much lately, just getting ready for Japan. But once I get there and I get back in the groove, let's continue that. I agree. I think it's really fun. And one word at a time is a good way to do it. So thanks for that suggestion. Nandeanen. Nandeanen. I'm scrolling through. I think we're starting to slow down here. I'll probably go for another 15-20 minutes and then probably call it. I have a little bit more packing to do. I'm going to be playing some video games with some friends and stuff and relaxing, but we leave tomorrow night. It's crazy. But I don't want to kill my throat too much either here. But I'm having a good time, and I think you guys are asking really good questions here. Thank you guys all for showing up again. Let's see. Just read these. Do you ever think in Japanese? Yes. When I'm there. Lately, I haven't, and that's the problem. I think one of the biggest keys for learning Japanese is thinking in Japanese. Being able to go like, like, that's like thinking in Japanese. That obviously helps. You be able to build muscle memory. When someone asks you a question, you go, huh? And like you can respond in Japanese, and yeah. Let's see. Oh, so Zenkai gave a suggestion. I can already kind of read it. When you have more time to play the game, definitely give the Yakuza games a chance. I saw that there's this game called Yakuza 0, and I've never heard of the games before this, but it's for PS4, and I'm absolutely planning on buying it. I don't even own a PS4 right now or an Xbox One, but moving there to Japan, I hopefully can get a PS4 for an okay price. I've heard Yakuza 0, it was sick, and I've watched some videos. I think it's a prequel to the series of like Yakuza, like Yakuza is like Mafia in Japan. Which Yakuza is kind of a dying thing now. It's like on the outs. It's still there, but it's just not as like popular. But as far as like a pop culture thing, it's super awesome. Obviously, to like, it's a very interesting part of the culture, and I think it looks fun because I was watching some gameplay footage of it. And one, it doesn't take itself very seriously. It's like you got these really goofy guys with the, what do you call that when they got the hair and the fucking I don't even know what you call that. We're like just typical Japanese Yankee gangster on a motorcycle with a baseball bat or something like that. Running around, and it looks super over the top and ridiculous, but also like good Japanese practice. Even if I put it like in English or whatever, it's like the language they're using is super Yakuza, super angry. Yeah, so you suggest that. I'm already looking into that game. Thanks for that suggestion. What editing software do you use? I use the Adobe package. Premiere for editing, After Effects for After Effects stuff, and Photoshop. And then for photos, I'll occasionally use Lightroom. Yeah, I'm an Adobe guy. Oh, let's see. I am laughing historically. I tried to type in the joke out in a bizarre way. I took the stereotype. Wait. Oh, Rush B and changed it to Rush A, but it's pronounced Russia. Oh, okay. I was confused earlier. You were trying to make a joke. Honestly, I don't remember how we met. I forgot too. Lucy, I honestly forgot. I used to play StarCraft, so I'd imagine. Did you play StarCraft back then? Yeah, when do you want to play PUBG? You want to play next week? I would offer to play tonight, but I already have a group. Unfortunately, I have a group of 3 guys, so we're going to have a group of 4. I apologize. I'm not even going to be on all night, but we are going to be playing. I can play USA, Europe, or Asia. Okay, well, I'll keep you posted, man. And you know where to find me on Facebook. Just send me a message if you ever want to play. Once I have free time. And again, I know I won't have free time for the next few weeks. So I would do it tonight, but I already have some plans with some other gamers. Sorry. And Gamescom, if you want something punctual, let me know. I'll send you a GIF. I have contacts off log. Oh, like a thing from Gamescom? Oh, shoot. I don't know. Like, if you have, like, I guess I don't even know what to ask for. If you're actually serious about sending a gift, suggest something. You know, I don't know if that's weird to say, but if you, like, if I don't want to make you think and go look for something, but if you want to give me a gift, maybe if you have, like, a suggestion, because I don't even know what to, I am not sure if you're asking about German stuff or Gamescom stuff, or Gamescom stuff in Germany. Might be what you're thinking. If you're, like, suggesting, like, game gear or a video game or anything of that nature, just let me know, like, what you're actually thinking. Because, dude, you kidding me? Absolutely. Or, like, a keyboard, you know, what if that's what you're, if that's the, I'm not sure what you're referring to. But if you're talking about, like, sponsorship gaming stuff, like a keyboard or a mouse or something like that, I will absolutely let you know. You kidding me? Riley wants to go to the robot restaurant. Looks insane. Yeah, I had a good time. That's a fun place to go if you go to Tokyo. Definitely add it to your itinerary. Thanks, Devin. You're probably already gone, but I appreciate it, man, if you're watching this later. Are you interested... Kirsten, what's up? Are you interested in learning a new language in the future? No. Lucia wants me to learn Spanish. No, I mean, my honest answer is no. Not that I'm, like, opposed to it. I just simply... I'm so focused on investing so much of the next few years of my life in Japan that's been my only focus. And it's still going to be such a beast to battle. Maybe if I pick up a language in the future, it'll be easier, but... As of right now, I don't have any interest. I think with English and Japanese, I'll be doing pretty good, especially just considering I'm living in Japan. I won't need to know any other languages living in Japan. So, some people say learn Korean after Japanese because it's very similar and it's kind of the next step. If I get into Korea, maybe. Maybe. As of right now, I really am motivated to master Japanese. I almost think I would be more proud of myself. I don't want to bash anyone who's like, you know, what do you call it? What's that word? Poly something where you speak multiple languages? Polyglot, or I forget. I personally think I would be more proud of myself if I could master Japanese as much as possible and have a successful English teaching thing there. That, you know, I just think that would be a good goal for myself personally. I'm not bashing anyone who does, but like rather than me, like I'll pick up a little Spanish and a little French, a little German. I would rather just invest all my time to get really, really, really fluent at Japanese. Like if I had to choose, I would do that. Because I'm not yet. I don't know Gaki no Tsukai, but I mean I'm sure it's a series, but I sound like a character when I say Nandanen. Okay. Awesome. Oh, is he the comedian? Hamada made it funny? Hold on. Hamada. See, these are the things I should know, you know? And I was hoping to do a lot more research like this before going. You know, to show up and have a little bit more knowledge, but I'm going to be learning Hamada. See, and that's another thing is I don't know a lot of... I'm clicking on the video right now. I don't know a lot of the... Oh, is this the song? Is this the... Did this guy make it funny from the song? Is this the Nande, 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 I think that's what this is. Kawaii kao shite. Okay, I think that's what this is, right? He's like this comedian. Yep. So this guy is obviously playing a parody on KPP. That's another huge... star. I don't know if she's popular now. I think she probably is still a celebrity, but her music, you guys probably know it. It's like the weird stuff. It's like when you do like people react or whatever on that React channel or whatever. Kiari Pamyu is like this artist. She's kind of the Lady Gaga of Japan, I guess. And this guy, I've heard this song before. It's very popular, obviously. Is this the song that made it popular? Or was he already famous for it? I'd like to do more research. I need to look up like his actual thing. And I needed to learn more Japanese comedians, but he's wearing, if you can't see it, he's wearing like frilly dresses and totally KPP style, dancing around like a little girl, but he's a guy. Oh man, love it. Good luck on the flight. Thank you. Teach us some swearing, equivalent to language in Japanese. I mean, there's like swearing, like you could, so like, here, I'll actually pull it, or did I put it away? God damn it, I put it away. I have like my fighting vocab list and like expressions sheet, which I don't have totally memorized. I wrote down some stuff. That's packed away. And there's like this grammar rule, so I'm not going to explain it in detail because I don't have it. But basically, if you add me to the end of whatever you're like calling someone, like hitome, kusome, something like that, that makes it very aggressive. But let's not focus on that one. Can you learn something else or say something else? I guess there's one that's just kind of a generic, like, if you're gonna fight someone in any circumstance, if you said, like, I wouldn't say this jokingly in Japanese, like, if you're in Japan, and even as a joke, I'd be careful, because it always means, like, I'm gonna, like, let's fight, let's throw down. I guess there's I don't know if this is Osaka Ben. I've said these in the past, and again, I will be making a, like, how to be mean in Japanese video in the future, but one that comes to mind, there's one that's called, Dotsui taro, so dotsui taru means like basically let's throw punches. Taro means like you're like inviting someone to do it. So is it dotsui? Dotsui taroka. I think that's what it is. Dotsui taro. I think that's what I apologize if it's wrong, but on the top of my head, I think it's dotsui taroka. And with the cause a question, you're like, you want to throw down? Basically is what you're saying. Dotsui taroka. I think that's how it is. And if you can roll the tongue, it makes it more aggressive. But the biggest one, like the general one that I'll just say right now that I know is a thing kind of everywhere, it's kora, like K-O-R-A. Kora. And if you can, again, I'm not a very good tongue roller yet. I'm not a Spanish speaker. I'm not good at it yet. But kora, if you can do something like kuroshite mauzo. How does it say? Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Things like that. Oh my, kuroshite mauzo, kora! Like things like that. That's like super Yankee, like just like trash. That's a thing. I really am excited to make a video in the future where we dive into that more, because I want to learn more too. One, just to know it, but to make jokes too. I think it'd be funny. People ask if I play Monster Hunter. I've actually never played it. I'm a big gamer, but I've never picked it up. I think why is because it looks like a game that takes a lot of time. And I do play some games that take time. I love Zelda. You know, I have my games, but you have to pick your battles. And with so many good games out and with so little time as an adult, you guys, I'm sure, know that struggle. Or if you're growing up, I basically have a Steam thing filled with games that I've purchased and never touched. It looks like a fun game. Like it's a grind and you kill monsters that are like strong or whatever. But I played like a demo once and I was just like, oh man, if I wanted to get into this, I would get really into it. I just don't have the time. So I've never picked it up. I'm sure it's a great series. Maybe I'll pick it up if it comes out for the Switch or something, because I'll be getting a Switch later. We'll see. Zelvoka says, I went through a marathon of all your videos. Hey, thanks. When I first saw your channel, because it was an adventure of sorts. So I'm curious, what's the goal of your channel? That's a good question, actually. What is the goal of our channel? The goal of my channel, personally for me, I guess it may have started differently, but what I think it's become is trying to be not a guinea pig, but try to be a voice from Japan, showing to others that it is possible to go live abroad. And it might not even apply to Japan specifically for you. Maybe you're like thinking about going abroad somewhere else, but just seeing like a foreigner trying to move to an Asian country and trying to make it, and going through the hardships, because it's not always, and some people, they, it's for natural reasons. Like, oh, if only I lived abroad, things would just be easier. Like, yeah, you'll be happy at the beginning, but at the end of the day, it's another city, it's another culture, and we're all human, At the end of the day, whatever problems you have in your life right now aren't going to necessarily go away when you move abroad. Maybe some specific ones, but any, like, depression or any personal things that you're dealing with, you're going to bring that with you. And it might fade for a bit, but it's going to happen. So, I don't know why I'm going on that tangent, but basically just saying, I want to show to people that maybe moving to a foreign country doesn't change all your problems immediately, but if you have the right mindset, and if you like, this is assuming I like do well, right? Because we could fall flat on our face when we get there too, and that would even be part of the channel, just to show like, hey, I'm going there, I'm gonna film it, I'm gonna tell you guys the good and also the bad, but I want to have fun. I'm a hyper guy and I like to make videos, and I want to try to become a YouTube. So if you ask what my goal is, I would like to become a Japanese vlogger, YouTube personality, but is also providing a big variety of content. And that comes with like the podcast and stuff, but basically just kind of a hub where someone, here's my better answer. I'll rephrase all this. Before I went to Japan, I was so interested in finding other channels and articles and videos and things that would help paint a picture in my head of what it was going to be like. I'd go on Google Maps and walk around the streets, kind of get a feel, like really just to immerse myself enough that I was like, this is what it'll be like. And I just didn't find that many channels. Yeah, there's J-vloggers, and there's some of them show like, oh, this is a cool cafe. But I wanted to know, like, what is it like getting a job? What is it like studying abroad? Those were the channels I liked. So I think now I have this answer in my head if anyone asks me in the future, what is the goal of your channel? My channel is to be the YouTube channel that I wish I had before I went abroad. To be able to go, like, if you're, like, kind of nervous, or you're like, I don't know, I'm nervous about a certain category, I may have a podcast that's titled How to Get a Visa. And it's an hour long, but if you want like just like someone's information, you can do that. Or you're like, what's it like going to, I don't know, Tokyo? And I have a video all about Tokyo, or something like that. I just hope to make it like a broad enough, how do I say, like a wide range of good content that can really speak specifically to people who are considering or too nervous or are on the fence about going abroad and maybe want to make it happen. And, you know, I won't guarantee everyone's success or anything, and I can't even guarantee my success. But my goal is to be the channel that I never had access to, I guess. I loved Abroad in Japan. I loved Rachel and June. I loved Give Me a Flake Man, Victor, all those guys, you know, just because they were showing kind of walking around Japan. I loved those videos at the time. Whether or not I'll do those, I don't know. But again, if we do like another live stream, I would love to do, I think the walking around just without editing is more like a live stream kind of thing, like a Periscope or live Instagram thing. So maybe if we do a live stream in the future, like a public one, where I'm answering questions, I can do it live walking around. And because I know for some people, it's very fun to do that. It's like, even if nothing's happening, just seeing what the city's like in real time without any cuts is really interesting to some people. So again, I hope to be able to provide a lot of content in those kind of categories, but also keep it professional as much as I can. I'm doing it all myself, but I want it to be kind of legit. So let's see. So we're kind of running out of time here. I think for another 5 minutes I'm going here. It's almost 7 o'clock where I am. It's been about a couple hours on this stream. So just really quick before I go through final questions and, you know, get sobby or whatever happens in the next like 10 minutes here. I just want to say thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm fly out for tomorrow for Japan. There is a chance that my visa will have issues when I get there as far as the date, because they're expecting me to come on the 20th, and I'm actually arriving on the 18th. So we may get stuck in the airport for a while. If that happens, I'll be going live on Twitter and on Instagram or whatever. So follow me on those. Check out my channel for the links to those. And assuming they let me in, the plan is that I'm going to fly to Japan. They'll be like, why are you here on the 18th? I'll be like, I'm sorry, and they'll hopefully let me in. If that happens, that's great. I'm going to take the train to my Airbnb. It's a first floor apartment. I'm going to unpack, go get some food, kind of settle in, and as funny as it sounds, I mentioned it before, but I'm waiting to hear back from my boss on specifics. I'm like, hey, what day would you like to meet? What time? I have no idea. So I'm on call in an Airbnb in Japan if you need me. So I'm going to kind of go through the last questions here. I know there's a lot that pile up, but it's kind of impossible to go through all of them in detail. And again, I want to plug my Patreon. Once a month, we'll be doing a Patreon that's exclusive, or a live stream like this for people who donate to the Patreon tier of it's the second tier for the live Q&A once a month. If you are interested in that, you know, again, as the channel grows, we expect to have more and more people on these things. And as much as I love to answer your questions, it's hard to get to them all. And if you have specific questions, that might be something you're interested in. Or if you just want to support, please check me out on Patreon at Eric Abroad. I'm going to start diving through these questions. Thank you guys all for joining. It's been a long time building up to this moment, flying out to Japan. There's still a lot of things we need to get done. I still need to find an apartment with my boss. I still need to set up a bank account, get a phone, get a bicycle, figure out even the day I'm starting work. I don't really know. I'm kind of on call at this point, and it's a bummer that I don't know all the details, but at the same time, it's part of the adventure, and we're going to just try to be flexible and maybe put up with a little bit of shit at the beginning here, but it's our first job. First year may suck. Who knows? The first year may suck. We don't even know. But I hope to keep doing YouTube stuff, so thanks for supporting. Let's get some final questions in, and I'm going to sign off and hang out a little bit with some friends playing some games for the last night in America. Sorry, some of the big ones I may just kind of scrub through. Could you send a link to a site that subs if... You must be talking to someone else. Do you have a Discord server? I don't yet. People have been asking that. That must be a new thing. I mean, I know Discord's been around for a while, but people have like, that's become like a very common question. Like, you don't have a Discord server? I'm going to make one, I guess. I didn't know that was a thing. I have Discord because I play games, but I didn't know that was like a thing. So I'm going to look into it in the next few weeks. Rest assured. Do you like Overwatch? Never played it. I've heard it's good. Sorry, these are the quick answers. Steam library, 250 games. Only played 20. I know the feel. Humble Bundle kills me. My Steam is awful too. I know these answers are so delayed. Please make a lot of Japanese videos. Your Japanese is good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I hope to. Ikemen-san. What's going on here? Yeah, it is indeed called Polygon. Ikemen-san. Kao ga ii ne. Yeah, this is okay. Okay. Urayamashi. It's like, envious. So, hey, thanks for the compliment. Do you watch only in Japan? Yes, I'm aware of the channel. I have watched the videos. I think that's really good. I think that's a good channel, isn't it? Isn't that with the guy where the intro is him in like a kimono or in a yukata, and he's in it? It's like only in Japan. I think that's him. I like that guy. I don't know his name though, but maybe I don't know if he does collabs. But thank you for your Grad Eye videos. I'm heading there in 9 days, and they've helped a lot. Hey, I'm glad again. I wanted to be the channel that helped people that videos I couldn't find. So if that helped you, that makes me happy. Thank you, Piplup as well. It's 3 a.m. here, Zenkai. What is sleep? You're always here on the late ones. Maybe I'm pretty sure you're in Europe. After I'm in Japan, will that make it easier for you? I forget. I think it will. Yeah, we'll see. Checked your Patreon. It looks like you got 5 more during this live stream. Oh shit. Did I really? If that's the case, I'm actually gonna pull up the Patreon. Let's see. Did we get? I'm gonna pull up my email here. I'm trying not to slow down the end of this podcast too much, but oh boy, we got a lot. Thank you guys. Hey, I'm gonna read these ones just because you guys may still be here, and I want to like say thank you. I'm just reading the holy shit. I'm just reading this from my email. Gory pledged $3, so you're in the Q&A tier. Thank you. Daniel Cook is now a super supporter. Daniel Cook, thank you so much. So your name will be in the in future videos. Your name will be in the super supporters, which is basically like a producer. You're a producer. Thank you. Evan Blair pledged $3. You're also in the live Q&A if you'd like to join in every month coming up. Thank you so much. And then finally we have Adore Me Frags. Adore Me Frags. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but this person, he or she, has donated $10. So dun dun, biggest thing. Thank you so much. You are clinically insane. I call that tier the clinically insane for people who probably need help, but I'm appreciative. You're in the highest tier. You're a super supporter, and I'm going to be reading aloud your name. Anyone who donates to that one, the only way I can figure to like say thank you so much personally is I'm going to be sending them a personal thank you video. So if you are still in the chat room, I will be sending a thank you before I fly out for Japan. Thank you so much, my man or my girl, my home girl, my home boy. Holy shit, but holy shit to all of you guys, but of course, especially to $10, that's nuts. Again, like I mentioned, you know where it's going. It goes right back into the channel, at least for now, considering I invest money in the channel to pay for my music licensing and all that stuff. And right now, Patreon is just helping me pay for those expenses just to make it so that I can break even every month. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I hope that you enjoy content in the future. I'm going back over now to the comments. Do I need one of those stamp things? Yeah, I do. I think I need one. In Japan, they don't sign for bank official documents. They use a stamp. So that'll be cool. I can make a stamp. Thanks for letting me check the page, or reminding me to check the Patreon. That's awesome. All right, thanks, man. Yes, when I'll see you in the next video. Good luck, says Pinlup. Thank you again. Quays, thank you. Yes, thank you for all the questions. Please, Magma, I'm going to time out, not because I'm a jerk, but I'm going to probably have to time out anyone who says, like, please sub. I just ask that you don't do it, and then we don't have to time out anyone, but pretty obvious. Don't ask for a shout-out, please, on the chat for that. Asking for a shout-out's fine, but saying, like, please sub to me, I sub to you, I don't do that. So, hey, what video games do you play? Am I going to be getting COD? I'm not a COD fan, Tosh, I apologize. I play games, but right now I'm playing very casually because I am busy. Been playing a lot of Tekken 7 lately, And at some point, I want to beat Dark Souls 3 because I haven't played it yet, but I bought it recently, and I've been playing player on PUBG or whatever it's called. Do you know where Luxembourg is? I do not. What other countries? I'll save that for another time. Sorry. You should go back and read the whole thing I typed. I could. Oh, I think you're suggesting something to someone else. Sorry if you are talking to me. Are you still going to be regularly make videos in Japan? Absolutely. That's the plan, Tosh. I've been on hiatus for the last few months because I'm simply back in America and I don't have a lot to show other than like these occasional podcasts. So once we get back, I don't want to promise when, so I don't want to, again, under promise, over deliver. Videos will be out as soon as I can get them out. You should email John, only in Japan. He's down to collab with pretty much anyone. That's great. So again, I plan on doing that. I'm going to message anyone I can. I'm going to put some music back on just for the end of this here. Ooh, that's a good one to end on. It's a little Totoro remix. Wait. That's Totoro, right? Or is that... I probably mixed it up. This one actually might be Spirited Away. I forget, but whatever. Good song. Thanks, Weed Whale. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. Scotland. Japan is 8 hours ahead. Okay. Norway, 7 hours ahead. Still going. Almost to the end here. I would love to visit Scotland and Ireland someday. Hey, Kate. It is finishing. Sorry. I am signing it off right now, but I am, once it's like, it takes a while to load on YouTube because it's so long, but once it is, it'll be up if you want to watch the whole thing. I apologize. We are finishing. It's been a couple hours now, so thank you for the message. Thank you so much. Gimme Gift says, I started Japanese because of me. Hey, thanks. I saw the video that you interviewed Japanese student English, but you speak some Japanese. It was attractive. Awesome. Hey, after that, I started learning Japanese. Well, if your goal is to become attractive learning Japanese, good luck to you. You can do it. Love your vids. Have a safe trip. Thank you, Untitled Spec. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Mott K. And thank you, Charnley. Oh, it's Spirited Away, right? I thought so, yeah. Again, you can get mad at me, but I'm not the biggest anime king. I like Ghibli stuff, though. Anyways, guys, with that, I'm going to sign it off because I always take too long to do these. Thank you, everyone who supports on the Patreon. I already mentioned your names at the beginning for everyone, but we just got 4 or 5 new ones, so I appreciate that as well. I'll see you guys. The next video I plan on uploading, like I mentioned, unless it's a podcast or a live thing on Twitter or Instagram, is going to be a recap of the final videos that I never got around to editing because we just never made them into full videos of when I was studying abroad. It'll be kind of a recap, fun video of that. Good memories, shed some tears, and looking back at the past, but also getting ready for the future. And from there, we'll be making new videos from Japan, assuming there's no issues with the visa, assuming we don't die, assuming North Korea keeps chill, we should be good. If I do die because of North Korea, please tell them my story, because I'm trying not to worry about that, but it is kind of spooky. I see comments coming up, but I have to kind of dodge it for now. Thank you, everyone. Thank you guys so much. And again, I guess this time I can say I'll see you guys next time with another video from Japan. Sayonara. Not sayonara. Mata. Ja mata. And another Osaka thing, instead of ja, which is kind of like wrapping it up, you can say hona. So, 皆さん、見てくれてほんまにありがとうございます。ほな、またよろしくお願いします。Bye bye, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys in the future of the channel from Japan. Bye bye.